All right. Microphone check. Microphone check. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live, chat? Are we in here? Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. What's going on? Welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. Your only friend, these YouTube streets, Puertorock77. And we're back with a Puertorock77 live with a disagreement day or an open mic night, however you want to call it. We'll kick off the show. Obviously, we're going to talk everything gaming in here and all the craziness that's happened. For the first few minutes or so, it's going to be all about me. I'm going to be on my soapbox, have the conversation, but then I will post the Discord link in the chat, right? It's going to be pinned. And then, just like normal, the room is locked to just one person. So I have to pull people in. So you're not going to have no surprises of people jumping in and out. But if you're interested in conversation, especially those that actually want to disagree, all you PC defenders, right, hiding behind your little anime lolly, PFPs on Twitter, don't be hiding. Come here now. We got the conversation. You understand? No nonsense, no stupidity. Just have the conversation live. It's a whole different environment when you try to articulate your points live and all that stuff. So here's the opportunity for all the PC defenders, all the defenders that think they know what's going on. This is the opportunity. A lot of people talking that good talk on Twitter. I'll see if they show up. Now, of course, those of you that support the channel, that rock out the channel, that enjoy the channel, of course, you're more than welcome, right? And we go all. I would love to hear your opinions on, what you think is a good idea, or if you really like it, especially those on PlayStation that agree with this and are happy that Sony's going back, in this direction. And that's all good, man. I love your opinions, and I'm glad. And thank you so much for rocking out. But I really want to talk to the people that disagree, all the people that have all these conversation points that you see on Twitter. Love to see them show up, right, and have the conversation live. So that way, and the way turn is one thing to type on Twitter, but when you're having a conversation and you hear the points and all that, you start to have to imagine, like, wait a minute, am I actually having, it's kind of like with Will Smith, that didn't actually go through the way I thought it was type scenario. All right. But anyway, I will say this. Thank you guys for rocking out. I hope you enjoyed this Friday night. We're going to have lots of fun. We're going to have a good time. Right? We are absolutely going to have a good time. Right? Couple of things. Please hit the like button. Please share this out. Share the link out on your favorite social media, whether it's even on Twitter. Right? You'll be surprised. Even on Twitter, that helps out, gets more people in, or any other platform that you conversate, whether it's Reddit, whatever, wherever you go. Share the link out, get more people in. But I truly appreciate you guys being here. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you stick around. I hope you've seen some of the content I released recently. And if you do like the content, subscribe, stick around. Come rock out with us every Tuesday and Fridays. Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 60 frames, no lag. And on Fridays, 7 p.m., a little bit earlier, Friday Night Live. Sometimes it's just me talking. Other times I open it up with an open mic night, disagreement day. Today will be that disagreement day because I think the topics that we have, deserves a disagreement. It deserves conversation. It deserves people the opportunity to hop on with a mic and get up in there. To the chat, how's the mic go? Am I coming in loud and clear? Hopefully, Hopefully, all that stuff is good. We're going to kick it off. We're going to do some little viewer activity. I see a little bit of viewer activity. Number one, I see we got Charles Hawk with a $5 super chat. He said, PC clowns think Sony is obligated to give them games. I'm telling you, man, they all act like the main character. They are all acting like the main character, as if they're the priority. The fools don't realize PlayStation gamers is a priority. I hope you guys saw part 1 and part 2 of my PC gamers is not about you. It was never about you. Hopefully, all the PC gamers get to see it, but they probably won't, and they're just gonna keep on crying and whatever. But they don't realize that was never about them. Glassdoor Gamer, thank you for the super chat. They scared now. Stephen Marbury. Oh man, Glassdoor, I know out of anybody else, you are more happier than I don't know if you're happy because it's PlayStation or if it's happy because the PC gamers are getting screwed over. I don't know what it is, but it is hilarious. I know you are doing cartwheels in Canada. Shout out to you, brother. Major Claridge, right off the gate, gifted a membership. Man, I cannot appreciate you enough, Major. I cannot salute. I cannot appreciate you enough because what I love is you give somebody the opportunity to spam some avatars. I gotta create better avatars. I gotta create little better icons, smileys. Because y'all guys not really using the smileys, and I'm not gonna say it's your fault. It's a me thing. I gotta find more engaging smileys. Something more engaging. You know, because you got all these memberships, and I got the custom smileys, but then maybe they're not good enough. I gotta find something good enough. Help me out. Hey, help me out here. What kind of smileys do you guys like to see? Whatever. Hit me up on the DM. Hit me up on Twitter in the DM, and give me some recommendations. Because I don't think you like the smileys that I'm using, which is fine. If it's dog shit, I'm not gonna force you to use dog shit. I will completely change it up. But I need to know what kind of smileys, because we got a lot of members. What kind of smileys would you like to see that you will be more interactive with? And then I'll find a way to make it happen and stuff. Kenny Powers gifted 5 members, so there's 5 people that just received memberships. Please thank these two. Please thank Major Cleverage and Kenny Powers. It's truly appreciative, and help me out to readjust the smileys that's more fun and you guys can spam. Personally, I do like the avatar, so I think that's gonna stay. I just like it. I don't know what it is. I saw it. I don't know what it is about this one, but I like it. So that one's got to stay. That's just a me thing. That'll be my own exclusive. Everything else though could be redone, could be rebooted. Everything. All right, everything else could be rebooted, and I will reboot everything. All right. So besides that, the next thing I'm gonna ask you to do, and this is a little bit of work, right? Is because I want to try this in my DMs on Twitter. If there are things you want me to look at, gaming, not PC exclusive, all right? Stuff like that. If there are stuff gaming, you want me to react to, maybe somebody made a comment, maybe somebody, a podcast, what do you think about these comments, stuff like that? Send it to me on Twitter in the DM, and then we'll see it live, and I will give you my thoughts and live reactions on that. Don't be posting gamers playing Cuckold Simulator or Shower with Dad stuff. I'm not commenting. In fact, I'm gonna preview it first before I put it live on air. I'm not doing that. So don't think like, oh, Puertorock, watch this streamer and he's playing Cuckold Simulator. No, I'm not commenting on that. I'm not commenting on that at all. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Maybe. Good Lord. My family forgot I'm on the podcast. All right. Hold on. All right, back on the sound. Are we good? All right. Are we good? Okay. All right. Lordy. All right. So again, I'm gonna be paying attention to my Twitter DMs. I'm gonna be, see what you guys want me to react. In about a half hour or so, I'm gonna post the link to the Discord so that way you could jump into the waiting room, especially if people have want to disagree or whatever. I got my phone so that way I can pay attention when people do jump into the waiting room, all that good stuff. All right. Oh, somebody already sent me. He goes, what is it? Glassdoor Gamer sent the Twitter DM on Layden. All right. Already. Okay. Now, before we get to that, there's a couple of things I want to show you. It's just a couple of things. A couple of things that I found interesting. So let me see. Let me see if I can get to this. All right, let's see. Here we go. Where they at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Let's see. Let's see. I mean, what better way to start off? Hold on. What better way to start off? One moment. Dame un bonito. Un minuto. Where you at? Oh, there we go. Found it. Oh, found it. I think I found it. Did I find it? I think I found it. Yeah. Yeah, this is it right here. And what's going on with Twitter here? It says failure to load. Why is it failure to load? Failure to load. Is that happening on Twitter? Interesting. Damn. What is going on here? Anybody have issues on Twitter, or is it just me? Is Twitter bugging out? That monger. Hold on. Let me close Twitter. Let me just close it and restart it. Interesting. Interesting. Out of all days, we're gonna start doing this. What are we doing here? It says failure to load. There's a little video, and it says failure to load. It doesn't want to load the video. Hey, yo, SPR, I'm trying to show your video in the chat, and it says failure to load. Do you know what's up with that? Yeah, it doesn't want to load your video, SPR. I even try to download it. It says unable to save file. Hold on, let me just close it all out. The one you sent me, the one you modified. That you added the strobe lights? Can you resend it? Yeah, I mean, it was fine before, but now it's saying failure to load. I don't know why. Maybe it got corrupted on the server. This is weird. I never seen like that. I never seen that before. You know which one I'm talking about, right, SPR? Can you send it again in the chat just to see? Yeah, because I'm refreshing the screen. It just says fails to load. So I don't know what happened. Damn, P-Rock, the Xbox is not working. Man, this is what happens when you do a back podcast on Xbox. All right, so I'm gonna have to flip it around first. Then let me show you this. Then, because this video is working. So let me show you this. Now this was funny. Shout out to Jamie. This is funny. Where's it at? Where's it at? Now this is funny. Shout out to this dude. This dude's funny. Let me put this on the screen. This is funny. This is funny. Like, bro, talk about exposed. Talk about like exposure. This is gonna be funny. This is funny. All right. This is funny. You ready for this? Check this out.
A little ditty going on in my head. The song is called We Have Your Exclusives. Yes, we do. We got your exclusives. Boy, does it taste good. If PlayStation does stop PC ports, fine, go right ahead. Literally, no skin off my back. I did not care for PS4 games, and I clearly don't care for PS5 games either. And I certainly won't care for PS6 games. And hot take, I don't even care about GTA 6. You don't get enjoyment from the video games. You get enjoyment from being on Twitter. Exposed.
Oh man, the pain's still going. A week later, over a week, and the pain is still coming for PCs, for these PC fanboys. Oh my God, bro. Yo, listen, there is an art to being a fanboy. There is nothing worse than a fanboy that don't know how to fanboy. Oh my God. You know what that is, to be a fanboy and you're not good at it? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Alex is becoming the Donald Trump of the gaming community, bro. Like, oh my God, this guy don't remember the shit he did last week. Yo, there's always a tweet, bro. Yo, he got caught out there, bro. My man said, yo, yo. Oh my God. Like, yo, let's recap this shit. Look at this.
A little ditty going on in my head. A little ditty going on in my head. The song is called We Have Your Exclusives. Yes, we do. We got your exclusives. Boy, does it taste good. If PlayStation
Oh, I can't. I can't. Boy, does it taste good. Oh, man. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, my God. This is, oh, man. Listen, guys, listen. Hold up. Hold up. I was prepared to enjoy a little beverage, but I gotta drive. I gotta, I got some gas. I gotta make sure they get home safe. But if it wasn't for that, believe me, I would be right there with him. I would have been like, boy, does it taste good. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Bottle would have been cracked open live on air. Look at that beauty. Oh, you're so lucky I'm responsible. Ladies and gentlemen, do not drink and drive. Not even one drink. Not even one drink. I do zero tolerance when it comes to drinking and driving. I'm not the type to even not one can of beer, just one beer, and I'm calling an Uber. But Lord, I'm gonna have to save this for another time. We're gonna save this for another time. I will not open this. This is specific for you guys, but today I couldn't do it. Oh, but I so wanted to. Oh my God, it's calling my name. Look at, so beautiful, so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, don't worry, we will enjoy a beverage together. Oh, oh man, such a beautiful box too. Look how gorgeous this box looks. But we'll save that for another time. We'll save that for another time. But let's go back. Let's what happened,
A
Alex?
little ditty going on in my head.
A little ditty.
The song is called
Do ditty the
We
ditty.
Have Your Exclusives.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
No, you don't.
We got your exclusives.
You ain't got them no more.
Boy, does it taste good. If
Well,
PlayStation
savor
does
that
stop
taste.
PC ports, fine, go right ahead. Literally, no skin off my back.
Oh, but what happened to the taste? Don't skin off your back. It tasted so good. So things that taste so good, you don't like no more, Alex. You don't like things that taste so good. You don't like things that taste so good. It was tasty. In fact, you looked healthier when you had pieces.
A little ditty going on.
You look at it.
On my
You know,
head.
you were less wrinkly. Your hair was fuller, less grays. You looked healthier when you had PlayStation.
The song is called
Look at the joy in your face. You had joy. Your skin's glowing.
We Have Your
What
Exclusives.
happened?
Yes, we do.
You were so
We got
happy.
your exclusives.
Got the exclusives.
Boy, does it taste good.
You were getting your protein in it.
If PlayStation does
And now you look like you're on Ozempic. What's going on here?
stop PC ports, fine, go right ahead. Literally, no skin off my back. I did not care for PS4 games, and I clearly don't care.
My man looks like Ben Affleck while dating J-Lo. He stressed the fuck out. Oh, my man looking like Ben Affleck while he dating J-Lo the second time. Oh, man. My man got all the stress, boy. This shit's killing him. Memory prices, RAM prices. Oh, shit. Sony saying deuces. Oh, my God. This shit is... What a world he's in, boy. He don't know what to do, boy. He don't know what to do. Oh, man. My man's hurting. My man is hurting, bro. Oh, man.
For PS5 games either, and I certainly won't care for PS6 games. And hot take, I don't even care about GTA 6. You don't get enjoyment from the video games. You get enjoyment from being on Twitter.
For being on Twitter. Oh, my man. It's all right, bro. It's all right, bro. It's all good, bro. You were happier when you had the exclusives, man. Life was better. I get it, man. You were living in better times, man. Oh, man. What are we doing here? Oh boy, oh boy. Oh. What's happening here, fellas? What's happening here, fellas? Oh man. There you go. Let's see. Shout out to Glassdoor Gamer. Destin's video today was pure cope. Legendary week. Send me the link in the DMs. But let me see what else I got bookmarked. Let's see what else I wanted to touch on. Those are the things I wanted to touch on. Let's see what else. I hope I was able. Let's see. All right. Somebody says we'll never get a live. Let's see what's going on here. Apparently, shout out to DC Gaming. He says, oh, let me go back. He says, whenever I get bored and want to laugh, I just go listen to an Xbox podcast. How is Sony doing really? At Zolka, 100 million sold. That's what they are doing. Yeah, but all of that is not proper. What does that even mean? Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. That's what he's talking about. We put the volume. Yeah, volume's up. This is the Gamers Council. Oh man, we got Colt there. We got Hargreet. Oh man, let's see what we got going on here.
Yeah, I do. And last little thing I'll say about the conversation about about Xbox is dead and all this kind of stuff and all this kind of thing is maybe somebody from PlayStation Pony side should take a step back and take a
PlayStation Pony side
about what is Sony doing right now and how are they doing really? I mean, they
almost
doing
100 million units sold.
What did they do really? Making the most money they ever did in brand history while generating the most profit they ever did in brand history. Like, what are they doing? Generating more revenue per year than they ever did before and making the most profit they ever did. In fact, they made more profit than the previous 4 gens combined. So I don't know, just a little thing called making more money, more profit. I don't know. I guess that's nothing. Making more money and making more profit than you ever did, apparently is not. It's nothing to talk about. Or what are you doing? Oh, you're making more money. Ooh, you're making more profit than ever before. Ooh, like what? What are we talking about here? Like, what conversations are we having with the Xbox fan base? What conversation are they even having amongst each other? What are we doing here?
How they're doing.
Yeah. But that's not, dude. That 100 million units is not exactly all proper. I mean, you were talking, I guess
they're hardcore fans.
Not all proper. What does that's not all proper? What? It's not all proper. Well, was PlayStation supposed to bow, do curtsy before? Like what? What is there like something they're supposed to do prior to selling 100 million? Because it's not all proper. They didn't follow proper etiquette or something. They're eating. They put the fork. They're eating with the fork in the wrong hand. They're at the dinner table. You got to start out, work your way in. Like, well, what are you talking about? It's not all proper. What's happening here? Well, no, these guys are trying so hard to not recognize PlayStation's success this gen. The funny thing is, you should recognize PlayStation's success and want Microsoft to follow suit, because Sony's showing you what a successful all-around high-end gaming platform a console is. That's literally, Sony's literally showing it to the world. And these guys are denying it. Like, like not proper.
Fan base is pretty mad right now too, though.
But you have to, like, I have a PlayStation 5, and it's like, what have I gotten out of this PlayStation 5?
Exactly.
Right? Like, when I think back on the last 5 years that I've owned this thing, it's like, have I really gotten that full value out of it?
Exactly. And the closest
played like 7 games
that are big games, big studios.
You gotta be kidding me, bro. Listen, bro. Listen. Play wherever you want, but don't act like y'all playing games that we're not playing. Listen, you guys are hyping, next gen. Well, at one point you did hype. The next gen, you'll have the Magnus, and you could play PlayStation and Xbox games and third-party games. What you guys thought you were going to do, PlayStation gamers are doing it now. PlayStation got your Xbox games. Many of them day and date, and Microsoft is going to sync further. In fact, Microsoft went day and date faster on PlayStation as compared to PlayStation on PC. So PlayStation got your Xbox games, got the PlayStation exclusives, the PlayStation third-party exclusives, right? And then the best third-party support. If you're on Xbox, it isn't because of the games. Because those games are on PlayStation, unless you're talking about backwards compatible stuff. The games are on PlayStation. PlayStation has better third-party support. And PlayStation has the PlayStation exclusives. You're on Xbox probably because of Game Pass. That's it. That's really it. It isn't because you got exclusives that you can't play on PlayStation, like a whole lot of exclusives and stuff like that. Come on now. Let's just stop playing. You guys are killing yourselves. You guys are killing yourselves supporting a brand that really isn't trying to be the best console brand out there. But hey, to each their own. To each their own. You like what you like.
Studios that why wouldn't you put them somewhere else instead of just closing them? Oh my gosh. But anyway, that's just saying those are things to think about out there besides, all the doom and gloom for Xbox. It's not exactly what we call coming up roses for PlayStation on that side. And no matter what, when you talk about the big picture, the step back for Sony's stock is trading for $22 a share, where Microsoft's is still almost $400 a share. But again, there's other things in.
This guy brought up Microsoft shares. What's going on here? Yeah, and guess what? That $400 share did nothing for Xbox. In fact, that's what makes this funny. David beat the crap out of Goliath. You're literally a $4 trillion company getting smoked by a $150 billion company when it comes to gaming. There ain't no point. And there ain't no point in saying, oh, we're trading $400 a share. How did that make Xbox better? How did it make it better? Tell me how $400 a share, what did that do for Xbox? What did that do for Xbox? Because look at PlayStation. Sony, the $22 a share said, fuck PC. Can Xbox say fuck PC? We keeping exclusives to just Xbox gamers? With $4 trillion? $400 a share? Are they going to do that? Are they going to say, we're going to go back to true exclusives? You ain't playing these games nowhere else. With all that money Microsoft has, they're going to do that for you guys? You see what I'm saying? What's the point of hyping Microsoft money when they're not putting it to give you the best experience and keeping your console relevant in the market? Hell, they probably put just as much money getting games onto PlayStation as getting games onto Xbox at this point. You see what I'm saying? None of the, and they don't look at this stuff. I mean, just the mere fact. Here's the mere fact. PlayStation got Halo, Gears, and Forza, plus Intergalactic, God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon. That alone should tell you shit is sideways on Xbox. Shit is absolutely sideways. You can't compete with that. You can't compete with a platform that got your best games and keeps its own best games. And now that they drop PC, there's no other place to play this. There is no other place. There's no other platform where you'll get day and date PlayStation games, day and date Xbox games, and day and date third party, all at the same time. PlayStation's the only console that can do that. Where are you going to get day and date PlayStation games? It ain't PC no more. Sony said, now we're done with that. You're definitely not going to get it on Xbox. Helix, Magnus, call it whatever you want. But PlayStation's getting the Xbox games. PlayStation's getting some of the best third-party support out there. That right there tells you this battle for Xbox was lost. It's just absolutely insane. Yo, this is wild. This is absolutely wild that these Xbox gamers don't think like, wait a minute, man. You got Game Pass, but still, one box has Halo, Gears, Forza. The other box has Halo, Gears, Forza, The Last of Us, Uncharted, Spider-Man, Intergalactic, God of War Trilogy Remake, and Wolverine, Sorrows, and the list goes on. One box got Forza Horizon, the other box got Forza Horizon and Gran Turismo. That's how you guys should be thinking, but you guys are not thinking like that. I don't understand. Listen, you Xbox dudes, I don't know how you are not pissed. You know what that is? Your box has Forza, and the other box got Forza and Gran Turismo. I would be honest, I'm a comic book fan. In terms of gaming, I love comic book gaming. I would be pissed if my box is just simply giving me Blade, and the other box also has Blade, along with Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Wolverine, and we already know X-Men's locked down. Like, you have a box that can play Blade, or you can have a box that plays Blade with Spider-Man, with Miles Morales, with Wolverine, and the X-Men franchise. If you're a racer, you love racers, you got Forza, or you can have Forza and Gran Turismo. Like, it's the easiest thing. It's really the easiest way to look at things. It's the easiest way to look at things. Look at the games you got here. Those games is also here, plus even more games. Some of the biggest titles. And then you have options like you can stay with the base console or you could upgrade to a much better console. You know, mid-gen refresh. Microsoft ain't even doing that. It's like, you see what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy seeing Xbox gamers not on the wavelength. It's wild how they're avoiding stuff, but they want to mention Microsoft trading shares. Like what? Like, wow, we're on Robinhood trading shares and stuff.
Microsoft besides just Xbox. I get that. But Sony also selling off their TV rights and their movie rental service part to other divisions. So it's not exactly what you call the green grass everywhere. Anyway,
what? He's bringing up movies. What does that have to do with anything? So Sony selling rights to stream on Netflix. Who cares? Why? How does this make Xbox better and PlayStation bad? I don't understand what he's talking about. How is nobody on that podcast telling him, Dave, the fuck are you talking about? Stocks, movies, dog. They got Halo, Gears, Forza, Horizon, and we don't got Spider-Man, Wolverine stuff. Like, wake up, bro. Like, wake up. You ain't playing Wolverine on your Xbox, but they're playing Halo on their box. That's what I would do if I was an Xbox fan. Oh, man, I'm so glad I'm not an Xbox guy. I'm glad I'm not an Xbox fanboy or a hardcore loyalist, because I will be so fucking upset. The community will hate me, and I will lash out. Every podcast, every Xbox podcast I'm on, I'm like, you guys talking stocks and shit. Meanwhile, they're playing Halo, and they get to keep Wolverine. What the fuck we get? Oh, I get quick resume. Big fucking deal. I want to play Wolverine. I want to play Sorrows. I want to see Intergalactic. Oh, nope. I got to buy a PlayStation. Meanwhile, do they got to buy an Xbox to play Halo, Gears of Forza? Nope. Microsoft just hands it to them. And then on top of that, they get the best versions on consoles because Microsoft supports Pro. That's how I will be talking about as an Xbox fan. What the fuck am I getting? What stupid shit are we talking about here? Stocks? Movies? Movies. That's what we're talking about. We don't even do that right. Have you seen the Halo show? That's what I would do. I would be flipping out. I would tell them in the conversation of games, because that's what it's all about, what the fuck are we getting compared to them? Can't even get Phantom Blade and Kenna. I have to play on PC to do that. So I got to own an Xbox and a PC to somewhat enjoy what PlayStation gamers are gaming. So PlayStation gamers get to enjoy on one device. I need two, and I still not even fully, because they're pulling their exclusives. So even with two devices, it still doesn't match PlayStation. Get the fuck out of here. I would be miserable as an Xbox gamer. I would be miserable. It's misery. It would be misery cooking for that company. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they go week to week with this. I don't know how they go every week dealing with this shit. There's no fucking way. The grift must be good. Yo, them super chats or memberships or fucking Patreons must be fucking flowing, bro. Because I don't know how you can go week to week and still support this brand. You get nothing out of it. There's nothing there at this point. There's nothing there. All your games are being hoarded out to everyone else, and you get nothing reciprocated. Nothing reciprocated. They just announced midnight, South of Midnight on PlayStation. Fables Day 1. And them dudes been waiting for Fables since when? 2020? Maybe even earlier? And now PlayStation gamers get it the same day they do. Meanwhile, Xbox gamers don't get Horizon. They don't get Forbidden West. You see what I'm saying? Bruh, I don't know how they can just advocate for this. This is crazy. This is wild.
So let's digress. I know Dave's like, oh, what is he doing? I don't know. I'm just having a little fun because, it's my show. Just kidding. All right. So let's, Hargate, it's your show too. I'm just playing. All right. So let's get into this whole,
listen, y'all better do an Xbox era, right? That was the name of the thing. And like, call yourself Day One Podcast. Y'all need to rebrand yourselves because this gimmick is not going to last long. Let's see what else we got. Yo, that's wild. I want to say, listen, shout out to guys. Shout out to guys. Shout out to guys. Guys, listen, say what you want, but Gab means it when he says exclusives matter. He said it means it. The man means it. The man means it. Says if I'm not getting Soros, Ghost of Yota, Wolverine on PC, guess what I'm going to do? I'm buying a PlayStation 5 Pro. And my brother is probably going to be cheaper than what you paid in memory for your PC. That's the crazy part. It's going to be cheaper. It's going to be cheaper. Yeah, y'all seen the gas? I even told them, welcome back to the game. Oh, let's see what else we got here. What else we got here? Let's see. Sony pulls back from PC. Hold up. Oh, for those who know, this was at a time, Alex, I don't know what happened, but at a time he was a smart man.
But
listen,
I mean, I didn't. I mean, I don't know. I didn't realize a lot of people just buy consoles and only play exclusive games.
Oh, man, who said that though? Oh man,
Who said that though?
this shit crazy.
It's like that. People act as if that's all they play.
Well, no. The thing is, the reason you have exclusives move is because you have what's called a value to that console. Not only do you get multiplats, but you also have the value of these are games that I can't get anywhere else. There's a value to that system now. That's the point of exclusives. It's not the fact that everybody's going to play them. It's that the fact they show a value to that console.
I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. I think once Alex got a taste of those Fuda Escape from Prison and Coco Simulator games, he changed. Listen, don't be playing those games, man. They warp the mind. Those type of games, they mess up with your gray matter. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stay away from the games. Stay away from that stuff. Nintendo sticks. A Nintendo guy. If this Bloomberg article is to be believed, PlayStation is as dumb in reaction as they are greedy, and they will 100% betray the fan base again as soon as shareholders find a reason to do so. It will take them the next 6 years to earn trust and $1 from me. Yes, Nintendo sticks. I'm sure Sony's going to lose out. Let's see what else.
You dumb bitch.
What's
On
this?
behalf of all PlayStation players, got you, you dumb bitch.
fucking. Oh my god. Oh, look at this. This was interesting. It says right here. The Xbox section at Yodobashi Camera, Akishibi Habara, has removed Xbox consoles from the shelf and replaced them with Minecraft plushies. Game Pass cards and controllers are still available, but no consoles or games. It seems Xbox are moving away from trying to sell consoles in Japan. So this is how the Xbox out looks like in one of the bigger electronic stores in Japan. That is sad. That is sad. Look at that. That's really sad. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. That's gorgeous. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Isn't that gorgeous, chat? That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Let's see what we got here. We got Rodzank. Thank you for the $2 super chat. He says, La movida lo dejó pareciendo un tecato. He said, La movida lo dejó pareciendo un tecato. He pretty much, the translation is, this move made him look like a drug addict. Yo, shut up. Gracias, hermano. Major Clarence with another gift membership. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's see what we got here. Um, let's see. Let's see. Oh, I love it. You gotta love this. I love the memes. You just gotta love the memes. Oh my god. Let's see what else. Oh, this is a good one. Shout out to Nib. This is a good one. Nib wrote, Paris, enjoy much of your work, but you think near every Xbox pivot will be the future of gaming or next big success when it never pans out. From Connect, Snap, Game Pass Cloud, acquisition for exclusives, Play Anywhere, Series S, Trojan Horse, going full multi-platform publisher, and now handheld gaming. Xbox Play Anywhere has been around since 2016 or 9 years. What widespread difference has it made? PC handhelds has been able to play Xbox game natively in Game Pass for a while now. What widespread difference did it make? Why do you think it'll suddenly be so different with the ROG Xbox Ally? Is this just another one of Xbox pivots you'll champion beyond its actual market penetration merits? And like right here, here's this collection. Paris, like Phoenix, you would want it to fail. This product might fail, but it's the future of gaming. Xbox Game Pass will be the future of how we consume games, and Bethesda will be exclusive because if not, then why spend $7.5 billion? Happy Monday. Been saying this since last summer, but Xbox Game Pass will be the future of how we consume games. It's all about content at a reasonable price, same as Netflix or Disney. If Xbox keeps this trajectory by adding content, it starts to become a no-brainer on being a subscriber, in my opinion. The Xbox Game Pass is the future of how we will consume games, not only for consumers, but for developers as well. Happy Sunday. Thoughts on Red Lines? This is Xbox and the multi-platform future. Ah, come on, man. All those exclusives, the Snap feature, Connect, and Remote Play. What's not to like? Snap is the future of gaming. Something experienced firsthand. It's got cover. It says also Xbox Series S is the real Trojan horse for next gen gaming. Oh my god. I remember saying a few years ago that cloud streaming and integration into gaming would be the future of mass adoption. This is an Xbox, the future of gaming. ROG Xbox Ally X is a day one and will lead the way for the future of handheld gaming. Xbox Player is absolutely the future for how it's all, man. This guy, oh my god. I never seen this guy's like Michael Patcher 2.0. Like I never seen someone so wrong. Like just blatantly wrong, man. It's absolutely insane. Just across everything. Just everything. Now, I don't have anything personal against the guy. It's just his gaming takes are terrible. He has a lot of terrible gaming takes. Like, I mean, I'm maybe not all of it because but some of these like big predictions he does, they're terrible. He is so wrong on his predictions. So wrong. They're just terrible takes, terrible predictions on stuff, right? And the reason why they're terrible is because he doesn't use critical thinking. It's always cited on Microsoft or Xbox, and that's where things go left. What's this about?
And the energy that Xbox Series X has now cannot be the energy that they go forward with, right? They've got to differentiate it, and they've got to find some interesting way to make people want this platform, right? Xbox Series consoles, I would say, are dead. It's over. They are in the position that the Sega Saturn was in when Bernie Stoller came in and stopped it. And the energy that Xbox Series X
That's a good point. That's a good point. Right now, whatchamacallit? Xbox Series is literally in the Saturn position. I mean, you could kind of say Xbox One was in the Saturn position too, but this Saturn, and the reason why that's a good analogy because the Saturn did so bad, it did not help really get the Dreamcast out there. Dreamcast was a great console, but Sega kind of ruined their brand. Like there was no excitement towards the next Sega except for the really hardcore Sega fans. But as far as mass adoption and everybody's like, oh, the new Sega's coming out, like the casuals and just everybody across the board, it wasn't there. It just wasn't there. It was mostly the hardcore adopters, maybe the tech adopters, things like that. but it wasn't this big movement where you just right out the gate, it's just whatever, because the Saturn just floundered and it lost a lot of appeal. And that's pretty much the series. You know? Oh, look at this. Let me show you this. This is where I mean, as if we haven't seen enough stupidity on the internet. This guy, rock solid, shitpost rock. He goes, imagine spending $250 million only to be mocked by Slay the Spire and Resident Evil. So what he's doing is Slay the Spire, right? And Resident Evil is pretty much torching Marathon, right? This is, so Marathon on launch day is not achieving the numbers like Resident Evil, whatever, right? But my thing is, how the fuck is Bongo Cat more than Resident Evil? Or how did Slay the Spire mock Resident Evil? You see what I'm saying? Now listen, PC gamers, you guys do what the hell y'all want to do. But this is exactly why. Well, not exactly why, but this is one of the reasons why I don't want Sony to cater to you guys or even put you in a conversation. I don't want no game that freaking has to appeal to you guys. You guys be playing weird shit, man. Y'all be playing Banana, Bongo Cat. Listen, to each their own. Just keep that shit on PC. Keep that shit on PC. And I don't want Sony to be making those damn games. I don't want to see none of that bullshit. Bongo Cat. And what's even worse, look at the stupid Defense Force. Motherfuckers were like, oh, but that's a desktop app or something. Like, who gives a fuck what it is? Y'all coming in like what? Nah, bro. Bongo Cat shower with that. Like, yo, leave that community. I'm so glad Sony dusted their ass. They probably saw that weird shit too. Totoki probably like, wait a minute, they're playing. They want us to make shower with dad simulators? Like, what? Like, what are these guys talking about? Them dudes is like, oh, hell nah. PC gamers are taboo. My man Totoki bounced on their ass. He's like, hell the fuck nah. The moment he saw Cuckold Simulator, they were like, stop that shit. Stop that bullshit. Shout out to Major Claridge. Sent another gift membership. So please reach out and thank him if you received it. And then who we got? We got Silverwolf. P-Rock, 80 hours in Horizon. Can't do that in a month. Facts. I think in relation to Game Pass, yeah. Facts. Yo, Bongo Cat. It was crazy. It's wild. But now look at this. And of course, I don't know. This like oh man. Like look at the stuff that comes across my time. Look at this. Sean LeBrie. Can't wait to see the console narrative when PS6 launches with Steam support. Hey, yo, we listen. We're never gonna be able to have serious conversations in this community. We're never gonna have serious conversations in this community ever. It's just not possible. So now we got Xbox gamers think PlayStation 6 is going to support Steam. They're going to put the Steam store on their console. They're going to put the store that takes away the 30% cucks. 30% cucks. This motherfucker put Cuck Simulator, and now I'm reading it. Fucking Craig Harris. God damn it, Craig. Fucking 30% cucks. That shit don't even make sense. The 30% cut. Fucking Craig, bro. The 30% cut. The fucking guy, bro. The 30% cut that Sony makes off a third party, if those third party games are bought on Steam, Sony doesn't make its 30% cut. So why would Sony put a storefront that literally takes away from their revenue? What is going on here? Well, what are we doing here? The whole point of Sony competing selling consoles is because of the storefront, buying games and stuff. Why would they just willingly give Steam access to its player base, and the player base buy games on Steam, and Sony doesn't see a dime of it? Like, what is, you see what I'm saying? That's why you can't have serious conversations with a lot of these Xbox gamers. They don't know the foundational knowledge of the topics. They don't have it. You got guys like Dave's talking stocks and movies. This guy thinks Steam's gonna be on PS6. We got other guys think they won't be a PS6, despite the fact that Sony easily sells consoles in 100 million plus. I don't know what's going on in the Xbox community. But listen, somebody in the Xbox community gotta just call out the nonsense. There's gotta be one of yous out there that's a hardcore Xbox guy that sees all this bullshit, and you gotta call all these guys out. I mean, I guess you're gonna be excommunicated, right? You're afraid you won't be invited to FanFest? You think you're gonna get booted for preaching the truth? You're just gonna let all this nonsense just play out? Like, man, like, I don't like. Listen, if the content creators ain't gonna do it, how does the community accept this? All this misinformation and just lack of knowledge. How do you tolerate listening to people that don't know what they're talking about? That shit is wild. Shout out to Glassdoor Gamer. Nashino trolled them with a controller. Oh, don't get me started. I never seen the community that jumped on a post so bad. Shout out to Destin. Let me see. What's this? Destin right here? Hold on. Oh, go back. Let me see something. All right.
With the recent announcement that Xbox will be releasing a console PC sort of hybrid machine where you can play all of your console games or probably boot into a PC-like interface should you choose so, I thought I would revisit this story about how Sony is going to be pulling back from PlayStation games on PC from Jason Schreier a few days ago. There's been a lot of talk about whether this is the right move or wrong move. Let's get into what Jason said and some thoughts I have right now.
I'm gonna skip. I don't want to.
They would be optimizing for that anyway, and I'm sure Microsoft is also currently doing that. But let's dive into the why of why PlayStation would be making this decision. Sony Group Corp no longer plans to release its big PlayStation 5 games on PC, a major shift in strategy that sees the video game maker returning to console exclusivity after 6 years of flirting with multi-platform releases, according to people familiar with the make it again. I don't know that they're going to be doing that. It's pretty clear that Naughty Dog.
Well, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to react to his comments, not show his whole video. If you want to see the whole video, please go on his channel and watch his stuff. I'm trying to find where's his talking points.
What Xbox could bring exclusive and what PlayStation has in the cooker right now. They have Intergalactic, which, yes, behind this image, I do have The Last of Us, but The Last of Us Part 2, I mean, unless they decide to remake it again, I don't know that they're going to be doing that. It's pretty clear that Naughty Dog is all in on Intergalactic. Then we have Ratchet and Clank, we have Gran Turismo 7, and we have Saros. And the rumors are that all of these would remain exclusive. Gran Turismo 7 is great, by the way. God of War Trilogy remake would remain exclusive. Wolverine coming out this fall. So excited for that one. Will remain exclusive. The Spider-Man games are already out on PC. So Xbox players theoretically would have access to all of the Spider-Man games through Spider-Man 2 because they've all been released. So that's already done from Insomniac.
Now, you know what? Let's talk about that. That's an interesting point, and people are coming up with that point. is Sony going to delist games off of Steam prior to, Helix and Steam Machine? Because Sony is capable of doing that. They can delist games off of stores. They're only responsible to provide access to the people who already purchased the games. Also, because like not all games, some games are region locked. So just because we have Steam and a PC doesn't mean you have access to Sony games. Sony does block games for certain clients. Some of you guys know better than me on how that's done. Does Sony have the capability to lock games on Steam that's on Xbox Helix? I don't know. So those are good questions. I don't know what Sony plans is. It will be interesting if we see games getting delisted. I would say yes, delist them shits. The ones who already bought it, all right, you got it, you keep it, whatever. You have the licensing, whatever. But no new purchases of all these games. That's what I would do. Delist them all. What's done is, let's be honest. Is Horizon Forbidden West or Horizon Zero Dawn still selling on Steam, on PC by droves? Those games have been out for so long, you're talking maybe hundreds. Small hundreds of sales, minute sales. So if you delist those games, you're not losing much. But you gain so much more. Because you gain back true exclusives. All those titles will once again be true exclusives to PlayStation. You might as well just do it. You might as well just delist it. You're not assing out the people who already bought it, because they can always download it, re-download it, reinstall it in their account. So it's always going to be available. It's the new purchases. Delist it. Get them all out. That's what I would do. That's just me, though.
Same thing with the Ratchet and Clank games. So that already kind of knocks out these two, as they're already on PC, but future releases would be. So we got Wolverine, Intergalactic, God of War, Gran Turismo, and Saros. Pretty good start so far. Now, Ghost of Yotei is the one that a lot of people kind of assumed would eventually come to PC. Sounds like that's a no-go. This is already coming to PC. I mean, for better or for worse. I mean, I've seen a lot of negative sentiment around this. Fair Games, I don't think Fair Games is coming out. Let's just be honest with each other. I don't see any PlayStation fans clamoring for Fair Games. I see nothing but negativity about the game. The name itself, Fair Games $,
let's skip ahead.
Ghost of Yotei, God of War.
All right,
it is going to be a big question that, like, if I ever get to ask her, I'm just going to be like, look, are you going to bring back exclusives or not? Because that's what every...
So that's I got to say this, man. You got to ask. This is where, I don't really know. This is a good dude, you understand? But I don't know. It's how can I put it? Let me put it this way: the odds of Xbox. Let's talk about this. Xbox and exclusives. Let's have that conversation. In order for Xbox to get back exclusives, you have to convince Satya that it's worth it. And what I mean by that is, you have to convince Satya to take a face punch. And what I mean by face punch is, the road to exclusive on Xbox is going to cost hundreds, maybe close to even billions of dollars in losses. Xbox is already suffering losses. Amy Hood already said it. And the losses will continue the next quarter. So Xbox is already suffering, losses. But then to say, hey, pull all the planned games away from PlayStation. Let's say if it's just PlayStation, but they keep it on PC. So that way we can start with the identity of Xbox having exclusives, at least console exclusives. That causes monumental loss that Satya has to eat up year over year. Because it's not like an announcement that says, hey, these games will no longer be on PlayStation. Now all of a sudden Xbox is going to sell 40 million consoles, 30 million consoles, 20 million consoles in 1 year. Because remember, Xbox put their games You know, Xbox didn't start putting their games till 2024. The first 3 years, you didn't get a lot of console sales anyway. Sure, you can argue, oh, well, now with games like Elder Scrolls and all that stuff, Fallout, Call of Duty, it's bigger hits. True, but it's going to take time. It's not going to be an overnight thing. So Satya has to suffer even more losses and convince the shareholders to accept those losses, because in the future, there's potential Xbox can have a much bigger share of the gaming market. The problem is, Xbox's most successful gen was the 360 that had all the exclusives and all that stuff, third-party exclusives. It was probably the best gen for Xbox. And the best they did was tie, pretty much sell around the same amount as PlayStation. And you can argue PlayStation 3 overall, that was their worst gen. That was their worst gen in terms of competitiveness. So Xbox best versus PlayStation's worst is pretty much a tie. So how does Xbox compete when PlayStation is running on all cylinders? You see, the CEO is the important figure, because let's bring it to PlayStation. During the PS3 era, if Totoki was the CEO of Sony during the PlayStation 3 era, we probably wouldn't have a PlayStation right now. Or we wouldn't have the PlayStation we have now. It would have been full third party. The PlayStation 3 gen was 100% a financial loss. I think it was only 2012 and 2013, or maybe just 2013, where it was the 1 year they were in the green in revenue, in profit. Everything before that in the red. They were losing money year after year after year after year after year, like almost 6 years of revenue lost. But Sony had Kaz Hirai. So he bit down. He took the face punches. He convinced the board that PlayStation is a future. So he was taking the face punches. Despite year after year after year of loss. So that way PlayStation could be back put in a position with the PlayStation 4. So you need a guy like Kaz Hirai in Microsoft. Someone that believes in the console and is willing to take a face punch. And is willing to be able to articulate and convince the board on the strategy. But the problem is you don't got a Kaz Hirai. You got Satya Nadella, and he right off the bat doesn't like exclusive software for hardware. That's not his thing. And then number two, he wants the problem resolved, and the problem is Xbox is losing money now. So he assigned a new CEO, and she has to fix that. So you can't bring up to him, "Hey boss, I got a great idea. Let's bring back exclusives for Xbox," which will cause even more losses, when her job is to get rid of the losses. She has to find a way to get rid of those losses. All those major losses Xbox is suffering, she has to find a way to stop that. You can't do that going back to exclusives. That's why I'm not saying I wouldn't love for Xbox to try that, but that's not what she's there for. And Satya's not going to suck up 2, 3, 4 years of losses to eventually hopefully put Xbox in the 360 days. He's not going to do that. He's not interested in that. You have to look at Satya. That's just the reality.
Everybody's wondering, are we going to go back?
See, Sony, here's the thing. Sony is able to do that. Sony is able to say, we're not putting out games on PC, because the console is the primary revenue generator, and the console is making PlayStation the most profitable era in gaming for PlayStation. So Sony can make those decisions because they're not really losing anything not putting their games on PC. The PlayStation is profitable. The PlayStation business is extremely profitable. Again, they said it themselves, the most profit they have ever made. So when you're making the most profit you ever made, you could pull out from PC, especially when PC revenue, PC, Xbox, and GameCube revenue combined is under 2%. It's the lowest generating revenue out of all the things, out of all revenue streams the PlayStation division makes. The multiplat is the smallest. So it's not really a detrimental effect. It's not really impactful at all. It's nothing really. So you can do that. But Microsoft pull games out of PlayStation, games that sell a shit ton on PlayStation? You really gonna pull Call of Duty out of PlayStation? Really? You really gonna pull Elder Scrolls out of PlayStation? They're not in a position. If you had a Kaz Hirai as your CEO of Microsoft, who's willing to take a face punch or a couple of face punch, okay. But Satya's not that dude. Satya's not interested in that. He's not interested in what you think. And he didn't put the new CEO in the position to think like that.
Back to that, because Satya Nadella has talked about multiple times how he doesn't like exclusives. Was that all posturing for the FTC? I guess time's going to tell. But
that is not posturing for the FTC. I could tell you that is not posturing. And Destin, I could tell you for a fact that is absolutely not posturing, because he's the same way in his other divisions. He's the same way across all software, not just in gaming, across everything. Across everything. He doesn't even really like dedicated software running on native machines. That's a thing. That's another thing he's trying to like get people out of. He has ideas where you don't even install Windows on clients no more. That is running on the cloud. That way you don't have to worry about native resources and stuff like that. That is all being ran at data centers and through cloud. So we don't even own a physical copy of Windows on our machines anymore. It's all being streamed. So pretty much our desktop environment is in the cloud environment. That should tell you who he is. If you really want to know who Satya is, stop paying attention to the gaming side. Pay attention to the IT side. And you'll see who he is. And he's the same way. No exclusive software. He doesn't even, he's even trying to push, don't even have the software natively running on machines. You got to pay attention to the guy. That he's telling you, listen, when a man shows you who he is, believe him. We got Dreco. $5 super chat says PS4 did 116 mil at the end of the gen. PS5 barely cracking 100 million. That's declining numbers. Barely. That PlayStation, there go. PlayStation and PS4 is neck and neck. PS4 is slightly ahead, maybe. But keep in mind, PS4 was being sold at $250 like after 4 years. And I know because I won a bet on who would be the number one selling console in November of 2017. I want you to think about this. PlayStation 4 was being sold for $250 and packing games. You got PlayStation 5 still being a top seller at $500. You know what I'm saying? And look at all the hurdles PS5 has to overcome. COVID right off the bat had to be navigated. Then, of course, the tariffs here in the United States kind of got things going, messing up. Component shortages throughout 2021, 2022, and 2023 is an issue. And even now, memory. The increased price in memory because of AI absorbing everything. PS5 has been going through lots of challenges. And here we are. Price point, $500. Imagine if the PS5 was $250, like the PS4 today. What do you think about that, Draco? If PS5 was $250, how much you think PS5 would be selling right now at $250? You got people finally buying the PS5 now. Once they realize, like you seen the uptick. Once the word got out that Sony dropped exclusives, and I'm seeing the uptick of PS5 Pro with PSSR 2.0, with the word on how great it looks on Resident Evil, and people are buying it because they want 60 frames for Grand Theft Auto 6. I can only imagine the impact Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to have on PlayStation. PlayStation at $500, still selling the way it is. And I think this gen is going to get extended a little bit. I don't think it's going to be a 7-year gen. I don't think it's gonna be a 7-year gen. But PlayStation has to do a better job marketing the Pro.
Hypothetically, all of these games could be made overnight PC and Xbox exclusive. I think Xbox benefited from holding Forza Horizon 5 for a year or longer before it came to the PlayStation 5. And it ended up being like one of the top sellers. But is that true for the Gears of War game that eventually came to PlayStation? Is that true for what else? Indiana Jones? Did they really see substantial sales on that alternate platform? That question remains to be seen. I know for sure they would lose sales on stuff like Diablo and Elder Scrolls if they made it exclusive. But at some point, you have to decide, is that the game you're going to play, or do you have this perception of being a third party? Our strategy is going to change. That's what's going to be really interesting. Now back to Jason here. Online games such as Marathon and Marvel.
I don't know. I think the problem with like Destin and maybe really some. Yeah, it's just I don't know what it is with the Xbox community. I really don't know, because if you notice, it wasn't those guys. It wasn't the Xbox community that told you that Microsoft's going third party. It wasn't those stuff. It's really us PlayStation gamers that got the stuff right. It's really us. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just weird. I don't know what it is where PlayStation gamers get more right about this stuff than Xbox gamers or content creators, whatever. Because hell, I called Microsoft's multi-platform strategy back in 2019. Y'all saw the tweet. And I was like, this shit don't look good. I said, you're gonna see Halo and Gears. My prediction, you're gonna see Microsoft games on PlayStation with the way they're going. And that was 2019. I said that. With the way, and the reason why I say this is because it's really simple. You just got to look at how well or how bad the business is doing. And you can't have back-to-back failures and think there's no repercussion. These Xbox guys think that the decision for exclusive is just going to be done. Like, how? Here's the question. If you think Xbox is going to bring back exclusives, then explain how you address that plan to Satya and the shareholders, where you have to convince them to lose even more money than you're already losing right now by taking the games away from PlayStation. Figure that out. That's the riddle you're gonna have to solve. How do you convince the CEO? Now keep in mind, Satya took Microsoft when it was valued at $500 billion. And generated and turned it into a $4 trillion company. How do you convince a guy who thinks like that, who's constantly pushing the bar for more revenue, more money? How do you talk to him and say you have to suck up millions of dollars in losses for a couple of years to build a reputation of a console? And you can't even guarantee the plan's going to work either. That's not even a guarantee. How do you convince them to just keep losing money, even more money, when clearly he wants it to stop? Like that's how you start guessing right. That's how you start being like, okay, I could predict this because this don't whatever. You know? My prediction with, when I saw Steam was going to release a machine, I said, I would love to see Sony's reaction if this was true. And then Steam Machine came out. It's true. I mean, not came out, but it's true. It's been announced. It's happening. And now, all out of the blue, Sony's not taking their games off of PC. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can look at stuff and then be like, how do you navigate this? What's the most obvious way to navigate something? And that's how you are able to make better predictions. But these guys I don't think they do that. I don't know how they come up with their predictions, to be honest. I don't know what methodology or how they try to do it, personally. I really don't really understand how they do those things, me personally, right? So let me see something. So let me go to Glassdoor Gamer, all right? After that, I'm going to open up the room, because Glassdoor Gamer say he sent me something. Okay. All right. I see this. Hold on. So this is Sean Layden. What my boy Sean said. Let me put this up for the community. Let me see. You want me to react to this?
Gaming format.
Give me a second. Shout out to Sean Layden. Let's see what he says.
I think we need to get in a world where we have a gaming format. A format, and maybe it just comes from PC. Maybe we find a way just to do it all, you know, in a Linux kernel or something. And then we have a consortium around that. We have licensing programs which allow other manufacturers to build into that space. And then you can talk about real numbers moving. You know, that's how you get to the ubiquity of the toaster.
Yeah.
But right now, I think we're kind of like trapped in this containment field.
Yeah.
So consoles, it takes a long time to build them. Though I don't know how much more ray tracing I can take. And if it's 200 frames per second, I'm not going to be seeing it anyway.
Right.
So let's see what we can do to flatten that out. I think we need to get in a world where we have a gaming format.
I don't even. What does he mean by gaming format? Does he mean like one console?
A format.
One standard?
Maybe it just comes from PC. Maybe we find a way just to do it all, you know, in a Linux kernel or something. And then we have a consortium around that. We have licensing programs which allow.
What he means one platform? Is that what you getting at? Like DVDs. See, the problem is you can't really compare gaming with movies and music, because the devices that play movie and music, they're not a brand or culture. You understand what I'm saying? How can I put this? Take a look at Nintendo Switch, right? And PlayStation 5 Pro. Two completely different structures. You know? When you have a company that produces hardware, gaming hardware, console hardware, right? They want people to buy that console, right? So that way they make money off of the many revenues in that. But in order to be successful at it, you have to appease the customers, right? Because obviously we know what the company wants. They want to sell consoles, so that way it's in the homes and they make money off of all the content and stuff that gets bought on it. But in order to do that, you have to convince the consumer, buy my hardware. In a one format thing, like, who's the proprietor of the format? See, it's easy. Like, you could, like, really, it's PC. And technically speaking, that's the world of PC. When you think about it, like, you already have that in gaming. So if you want a universally adopted format, just go to PC. Now, granted, you're not going to get Nintendo games and PlayStation games, at least, you know, single player. You'll have the live service, but for the most part, you can say PC is that universal adopted format. If you play on PC, you can play on a desktop, you can play on a laptop, and you have your PC handhelds. And there you go. That's generally, but the thing is, that's still a unique gaming ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? It has its own flavor. And us console gamers, many console gamers don't like the world of PC. Don't want to deal with that. Don't want to deal with Windows. Wants a more simpler system. You know? And exclusive games. The only ones who lost that is the Xbox gamers. They got suckered into PC and they lost their exclusives to PC. Now, you know, now you could say, talk about console exclusives, but they don't even got that either. I mean, I think we can all agree, the more Microsoft dived into PC, the worse it got for the console. Xbox Series X and S did not get better, attractive, or anything remotely good with Microsoft's effort of, you know, focusing more and more on PC. Completely trash. Let me see. What else we got here? Oh, here we go. Shout out to SPR. Let me see. All right. Shout out to SPR. SPR added a little flavor. You know, because it's a celebration. It's a celebration. Let's go. With the strobe light. Ooh, and he added a strobe light. Left, right, turn around, walk it through, walk it out. Do the thing with the hands. And then we're gonna spin around. And then we're gonna do electric boogie. Point to the air, point to the ground. And then we're gonna turn around. And then we're gonna do robot, robot, robot. And then we're gonna do shake the shoulders and glide. Praying mantis. Fizzy hands. Diamond girl. Celebrate. Ooh, shoulder, right, left, right, turn around, walk it through, walk it out. Do the thing with the hands. And then we're gonna spin around. And then we're gonna do electric boogie. Point to the air, point to the ground. And then we're gonna turn around. And then we're gonna do robot, robot, robot. And then we're gonna do shake the shoulders and glide. Praying mantis. Fizzy hands. Diamond girl. Yo, SPR. Yo, so I'm not, yo, listen, that's already recorded. He recorded that into the thing. I'm not saying it now. It's just part of the thing now. I'm going to make that my intro. That's going to be my intro. That's my intro. How can it not be my intro? How can it not be my intro? That's going to be my intro, dog. That's my intro. Oh, man. That's my intro, dog. Yo, shout out to SPR, bro. That shit is incredible. You are the truest. Oh, man. Hold on. Let me, I'm going to quote that. My new intro. My new intro on YouTube. Yo, if you please give SPR a follow, bro. You can't make this up. That is awesome. That is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see what we got here. Right. What's this right here? All right. So okay. All right. So let's get this. Let's get this cooking. Let's get this cooking. Y'all ready to cook? Because I'm ready to cook. Where we at? All right. So let me go into Discord. I'm gonna put the link up. Give me 1 minute. Let's see. Where's the invite? Invite to server. No, wait a minute. Not here. Okay. Edit invite link. Expire after. Okay. Setting this up. Generate new link. Copy. Okay, got it. All right. Here we go. That's the Discord link. It's pinned. All right. So Oh, we got somebody already in the room. All right. All right. Let me do my thing. Let me bring it up. Let's see what's going on. There you go. Mike check. Caleb. Hello, hello.
I wanted
Hello?
to talk about the PC. Hello, can you hear me?
Yep. I can hear you, brother.
I wanted to talk about the PC rumor because I don't know if I necessarily believe that.
Oh, what's up with the PC rumor about the PlayStation pulling from PC?
People are saying they're pulling back, but Death Stranding 1 they never published. The fact that Sony's publishing it under their label, and the fact that they advertised it at the State of Play, if they were pulling back, they would have known they're doing that, and they wouldn't have advertised it at the State of Play.
So the problem is Death Stranding is a Kojima title. So I don't think Sony pulling back is the same of I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Kojima.
but they're also not obligated to publish it.
Yeah, but this is Kojima though. It's a deal with Kojima. Remember, they're taking care of Kojima. So I understand people are talking about Death Stranding, but that is Kojima. He owns the IP now. Sure, PlayStation publishing it, but Death Stranding is a Kojima-owned IP, and they're not going to screw over. They're not going to screw over Kojima for something, a plan they're doing for themselves.
No, my point is with that is if they didn't care, why would they publish it? Because they would just have 501st do it again.
What happened? Why would they publish it? I don't know. Maybe it's a better deal for Kojima. Maybe they have a better relationship with Kojima. I'm just saying you're using a Kojima game. You're not using like I could maybe understand if next week they announce
It's not the
Yote,
fact
then
that it's in
that's a
video
thing.
game, it's the fact that Sony's slapping the PlayStation brand is PlayStation publishing on the game. That's why I'm bringing that up, because they didn't do it when they owned the IP. They didn't publish under the PlayStation umbrella when they owned Death Stranding.
Yeah, okay.
That's the reason I bring that up.
Yeah, but it's a Kojima game though. Remember, this is let me put it this way. All the information and the conversation is about their games. Their games on PC. Spider-Man, God of War, all these titles and stuff like that, right? Not really so much. And let me put it this way. If you're still talking about publishing, there's still going to be probably games that they have deals with, like Kenneth's Bridge of Spirits or the China Hero Project that they'll probably still port on PC, but that's because they're dealing with external developers. You know, you can still gonna probably have developers that are like, hey, you know, we would like this game to be on PlayStation, but we also want to be on PC because that's also in line with our thing. So they could be like, all right, that's not gonna be too much trouble to get this out. Cool. But with their own studio, with their own stuff, you know, the God of Wars, the Naughty Dogs, and stuff like that. That's where the strategy is coming in.
Another thing I wanted to bring up was the Blue Point closing. The fact that they didn't lay off anyone from Nixus, like at least some, if you're going to pull back, they wouldn't need as much people if they're not publishing all single players no more.
So, yeah, that's a good question.
That
That's a good question, but a lot of times Nixus helped with also development support with the studio. They were on Sorrows, helping them get that game out the chute. So really, you're right. We don't. Let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. If people don't believe this, this became viral. This became immensely viral. This is everywhere. Everybody's talking about it, and the PC community is thrashing Sony. Sony's getting backlash, big, huge backlash. If this is fake, they will fight against it, and they would tell the PC community, calm down. It's not true. This is all not true. Because they will extinguish this fire because they're getting way too much heat from the PC community. And if they still have a relationship with the PC community, some which way or form, then they got to say something soon because the PC community is just thrashing them. They're getting thrashed. And if it's not true, they're getting thrashed for no reason. You see what I'm saying? It's bad. At least, well, it's not bad. I'm loving it. But if Sony does have a concern... No, what I'm saying, if Sony does have a concern and they still going to support PC, they have no choice but to come out and say it. Because right now, most PC gamers see it as, fuck them, whatever. I'll never do this, blah, 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 blah. They're getting it. They're all at in Sony. Sony sees this clearly. So if Sony still has, let's say if this was all wrong and Jason Schreier has it completely wrong, then we're going to hear something over the next week, the damage control. We're going to hear Sony say, hey, over the last couple of days we've been hearing this, we still for supporting PC, it is still part of our strategy, blah, 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 because they have to put the fire out. They can't just let the fire keep
going. They also want to make an announcement that they're not going to be porting on PC as well?
They don't have to. They don't have to. Or at least not in a rush. We could probably hear it in April and stuff. I'm just saying right now, there's a fire going on. And what do you do when there's a fire? When your house is on fire? Do you just let it burn or do you put it out? You put it out.
Put it out.
There you go.
The fact that they didn't lay off anyone from Blue Points, I'm not Blue Point, Nexus is a little suspicious because there's obviously, if you're not going to be porting fully on PC, there's some redundancies that you would fire. Even if Nexus helps them, there would be some people you would lay off.
Nix's help with the port. Remember, Nix is not some huge studio. And remember, this is the thing. This is a misconception. Nix's did not do the ports by themselves. Every port they did was also in concert with the studio of that game. So the Last of Us ports that they did, they had Naughty Dog with them. The Spider-Man ports that they did, they had Insomniac with them. Even Returnal, when they ported that, they had Housemarque with them. Nix's is not this huge 200-man studio. It's like 50, 60 people. And every port they did it with them. Huh? Blue Point's problem is, the reason why Blue Point is mismanagement. Blue Point's purpose, now let's not confuse Nix's and Blue Point. Two different standards. Blue Point's mission is to make games on their own. Now, I'm not blaming, well, you could blame Blue Point because they have some type of responsibility, but Blue Point's job is to make games and make money for the company. The overall mismanagement on Blue Point didn't happen, so they got rid of them. I don't agree with it. I think a huge part of the blame is rests on Herman Holtz because he should have known right from the get-go that Blue Point should be nowhere near live service strategy. But right now, Blue Point, they try to do live service strategy. That got greenlit. They didn't meet their milestones. 4 or 5 years into development, failed. Then they try to pitch remakes. Sony's like, nope. We can't do that remake because we can't do Bloodborne. Whatever political thing they have with the head designer is whatever. And then the other remakes that they recommended, Sony doesn't think is going to be good. So right now, they got nothing going on with Blue Point. Blue Point is nothing. Blue Point has no job. They have no games to make. There's no way for them to make money. They're like doing nothing. So they got rid of them. Nix's, on the other hand, they were never designed to make their own games. They're not a game studio that makes their own games. They were always built as a support studio for something else, whether it's to port games on PC or to help a Sony studio push out their own games on PS5. That's their role. Now, Sony may see that as beneficial, right? Especially rumors of what is Sony doing that's potentially they have a rumor. The handheld. So they can help port games, or make sure games run fine on the handheld and optimize on a handheld. So remember, Nix's is a support studio, not a game development studio. Blue Point is a game development studio with no games to make. So what do you do with studios with no games to make? You get rid of them. Now, again, I put a big portion of the blame on Herman Holtz for mismanagement on that. But Blue Point with any game development studio with no games to make, then there's no purpose for them. I would have wished they would have bit the bullet and tried something so they could survive another day, but Sony chose not to. Sony chose, for whatever reason, that Blue Point's not worth keeping. But Nix's is not a game development studio.
Blue Point is they have some people that help them, and they're also not. Yes, they make games, but they're not making whole new games. They're remaking games that already existed.
Well, yeah, but right now they have no project. They pitch projects for remakes, and Sony said no. So you got Blue Point, who's supposed to be a game maker. They tried to make a new game live service, got shot down. They got canceled, and they pitched to make remakes, and they got shot down. So what's left for Blue Point? When you're a game maker, not a support studio, a game maker, whether it's remakes or a new game. They got no projects.
The reason I bring it up is because they bought Nexus strictly for PC.
No, they did not.
If
that's
the main reason, because they needed needed porting.
They did buy them because they did have porting capability. But I just told you, they helped Sorrows. That's not a PC game. Sorrows is a PS5 game, and they helped.
Owned them.
But are you not? I know they already own them, but are you not listening? Nix's makes PS5 games for PS5, so they still have value for the company. They help Housemarque. They helped with Santa Monica. So this job is not strictly PC port. If it was strictly just PC port and they did nothing else, then you would have a point. If they did nothing but port games and now they're not porting games, you would be absolutely right. But that's not what they only did. They also helped get PS5 games on PS5, supporting studios. They did both. They're not strictly just a porting studio for PC. They did both. We're getting Sorrows with the help of Nix's.
But I looked up some of the stuff Bluepoint did, and there was some games where where Bluepoint was credited for some stuff with God of War.
I know.
With helping.
Well, they did. They helped with God of War, and that's what led to that. Yeah, and that's what they led to the God of War game. But Bluepoint was supposed to make a game. Bluepoint's supposed to make a game to sell. And they couldn't get it through. They couldn't get the God of War live service game out the door. Then they went back and says, okay, we could get these games. Sony said, nope, these aren't good ideas. Or we can't do Bloodborne for whatever reason. And these other games you're trying to remake, we don't think there's going to be a good fit. So there's nothing for you here. I think it sucks. I think it's bullshit. I think it's bullshit. I'll say this. I think it's bullshit. Sony said no to remakes. Even if it's like a Resistance remake or a Jack and Daxter remake. I don't give a shit. Sony says no to that because they don't think it's going to be successful. But yes, somehow they said yes to a God of War live service game. They thought that was going to be successful. Like, come on, bro. Like I said, Sony mismanaged on that one 100%. And in the end, Bluepoint suffered for it.
Bluepoint to a handheld company because they have so much PS3. If they're going back to handhelds, they have so much PSP games they could have redid.
I agree.
The PlayStation handheld.
I agree, but now we're talking about Sony mismanagement now. Now it's a mismanagement problem. That's a whole new. But
Bluepoint.
That's a whole new.
I don't know if they would manage Nexus properly with the current management at Sony.
Well, Nix's is easy because Nix's is not there to make a game on their own, whether a remake a game on their own. Like Nix's doesn't have to pitch anything; they get told what to do. So Sony be like, "Hey, Nix's, we need you to go to Santa Monica to help out with the remaster or with the remake of God of War." And Nix's like, "All right, cool." They just get told where to go and what to do.
They could have licensed out their talent to make other games and take a royalty.
Yeah, but Sony didn't. Sony primarily bought them to make games, whether it's a remake or to be honest, the way it sounds, I don't think they even want them to do remakes anymore. I think they really wanted them to be a developer that pushes new games. I just don't know why they greenlit a live service game when they don't have experience with multiplayer like that.
Mm-hmm.
They should have done a single player game, new single player game, and I think they would have had better luck.
I think we'd have had better luck. No, thanks for your time.
All right, no problem, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming through. Hey, quick question. You primarily play on... Oh, shit, he left. I was going to ask him if he primarily played on PC. Because I know a lot of the PC guys are in there. So, hey, hit up the link. Jump into what's called the waiting room. Oh, we got Aussie up in here. All right, I'm going to pull you in, brother. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Puertorock, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, Aussie? How you doing?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a minute. Yeah. How you doing? How's everything?
It's been stressful, Been looking after my mom since she had cancer, breast cancer.
Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. I am really sorry to hear that. I can't even imagine. I am so sorry.
Yeah, it's been rough for me and my family, We're doing what we can to look after my mom, me and my brother,
Oh man. I'm sorry. My prayers are with you. I am really sorry to hear that. That is some really sad news to hear.
Mm-hmm. But we're getting for it,
Yeah. But she's living with you now? She lives with you, or she's somewhere else?
Yeah. Me and my brother in this small townhouse,
Okay. That's it. Gotta have mom with you. Gotta take care of mom, man.
Yeah. Yeah, video games aside, you have to take care of family. Family comes first,
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And and I will say this. My mom passed away. It's gonna be 6 years this year on Mother's Day. and back in May because of COVID. So and I will say, man,
Yeah,
every
COVID,
second,
it
every
brings
every
up it did, you know, for
yeah,
everyone.
every second you could do with her spend, do it, man. And hopefully she could recover. Hopefully, she fights through it and she succeeds.
Oh, she is
You
fighting.
know,
She is fighting.
you know, I pray to God that things go through, and and if, when she recovers, go out there and enjoy life with her. Because I look back and I ask myself, did I enjoy enough time with my mother? There's certain things like man, one of my biggest regrets was the last time I was in Puerto Rico with her. I was like a teenager, and I said, man, so many opportunities we could have went to Puerto Rico, me as an adult, and I just never. It just never. Like, you always think you have more time. You know what I mean? You always think you have. So I
Yeah,
tell
but
you, man.
nowadays time is so little. You know, time
Yes,
goes so fast. You know, like a minute. You know,
absolutely.
snap.
So I say, man, it's great that she's with you. You know, get her to recover, and then just do the things that you thought you always had time for the world. Take a trip or go somewhere. Just
Mhm.
enjoy life with her.
Yeah,
Create new
absolutely.
memories.
I don't
Create
want
new
any
memories.
regrets or anything.
Yeah.
You know, no
Yep.
regrets.
Exactly. No regrets, brother. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy that life, man. Do the things that you never thought about doing. Just do it, man. Just do it. You know.
Hmm.
Take that extra photo that you with her, just simply because you could.
Oh, I have. I have taken a lot of photos. You know,
Yeah.
of her, the dog, and our cats when we had them. Because in the past 5 years they passed away too. You know.
Your pets?
Yeah.
Oh man. And I'm gonna tell you, man. So my daughter, she has a pet. She has a pit bull American Terrier, right? And I never had pets
Hmm.
growing up. My mom wasn't a pet person. So I never really had a pet, and I never had a pet while my daughter was growing up. I was not a pet person also because my mom. My mom wasn't a pet person, therefore I whatever pet person. But my daughter on her own, she decided to get a pet and a dog, right? So I moved back into my house and we have the dog. Oh man, I fell in love with that dog. I'm so in love with that dog. That dog is my dog. That dog listens to me now. That's my dog now.
Mhm.
So I know it. That dog, Nala, that's her name. My daughter named her after Nala from Lion King. My daughter grew up watching Lion King. She used to watch that movie every single day. So she named the dog Nala, and that dog is my dog. I feel like you ever heard of the Road Warrior or Mad Max with Mel
Yeah.
Gibson, and he has his dog. That's me.
Hmm.
That's me and Nala. I'm like the Road Warrior. It's just me and the dog. Screw everybody else. So I get the feeling of
Yeah.
I never realized how much love a person could give a pet, and I get it, man. That dog is everything to me.
I mean, they're
I,
part of the family also.
everything.
You know.
Yes, that dog is everything to me. Nala is everything to me. I'll probably show her on the podcast one day, but that dog is everything to me, and I just don't know how it happened, but love that dog. So I know what you mean. I know just the love we give to pets. My daughter gets mad because she's starting to see. She's like, she calls the dog a traitor. Like, you traitor.
Traitor.
I told my daughter that's why they're man's best friend, not woman's best friend. Man's best friend.
Man.
Oh, great, yeah. So what's going on, brother? What you want to talk about? You want to talk more about this? I mean, we could talk about anything you want, man. If you just need to decompress, we
Um.
could do that, bro. I feel you, man. I know, I
Yeah. Let's
know, I
talk about
know.
PC.
Oh, take
Yeah,
a
I
BC,
know. I
get
know it's
get
been
your mind
hard for
off.
me, but yeah, I want to get my mind off it.
All right.
So, but yeah, let's talk about PC.
All right.
I mean, hallelujah, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody stop doing
It's about that time, and it's a great thing, right? I think we could both look at it
It's
as
a great feeling for us, you know. More
absolutely.
focus on single player games, you
That's
know.
exactly
That's all
for
I
us.
want. Yeah,
For us,
yeah.
don't include the PC. Don't take up time doing these ports. Just stop with all that nonsense, right? Focus on your core audience. That's really bringing you the money. You know,
Hmm.
it's a good thing.
That's
Go ahead.
yes, it is. Like I said before last year, um, if they never done, PC to begin with, Horizon Zero Dawn, all these other games would have sold a lot more. You know,
Maybe.
God of War, when what, 25, 30 million by now. Spider-Man 2, easily 20 million by now. You know, even Azkaban and Demon Souls would sell more too. Even though they never came to PC, it would have, helped them too. You know?
You know, so so I think we could just say that at least Sony was at least smart enough to not fully commit to the idea. I think they did this as a 5-year strategy because it just seems like it was more 5-year strategy, and then they'll reassess what's happening. And I think that's really what happened to them. This was a 5-year plan,
It's
and
an
now that
experiment.
it's an experiment, and the 5 years are up. They looked at the data. They probably had conversations in the boardroom, strategies, and they realized this ass just not worth it. We did the 5 years. We're moving on. So I'm glad they're moving on.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Especially, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Especially when you see less and less people buying the newer ports, like Spider-Man 2, Ragnarok, as opposed to the first 3 games they released on PC, Horizon Zero Dawn, Days Gone, God of War 2018,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
with lower to the point where why are we even doing this to begin with,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not even worth it.
I agree, but like businesses, right? They work on data, so they had to see for themselves. Sony had to learn on their own. They collected the data. I think the one thing is they didn't like just jump into the fire like what Microsoft did. They just went day and date with no data, with no, at least Sony was like
If they
dipping their
really
toes
did
in the
that,
pool.
it would have been really effed up, for
Yeah.
us,
Yeah. Sony didn't just jump off the boat. They were more like dipping their toes in the pool to see if the water's warm. And now after 5 years, they look at it, they realize, yep, this is not worth it. This is not aligning with our strategy. We're going back to the way they are. And they could do that because PlayStation's at its most success this gen. So they have room to make those decisions. And it's beneficial to us, PlayStation gamers. We benefit from this. We benefit from a more focused Sony. I know they still have their live service strategy they have to deal with, but at least it's not live service and
Oh,
PC
boy.
porting.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least it's not live service and PC porting. Now it's just live service, and that's its own box. Everything else is contained around PlayStation. So it's a good thing. We'll get the benefits of this as us PlayStation gamers who primarily play on PlayStation. So obviously it's
And
going to
again,
take a little bit to see the movement traction going, but things will probably be better
Yeah.
aligned. Single player games will be better aligned, and they'll be more
Yes.
focusing on us across the board.
Mm-hmm. And for me, I just don't want them to mainly focus on live service. There needs to be some
Yeah.
sort of balance, between single player games and live service. But I want it
To
to
be-
be like way less on live service because
Yeah.
I don't like live service games.
Yeah, I think that's happening because you saw they canceled a lot of games, and they're kind of like slowing down on new projects. So you don't see a lot of new live service projects right now. They're lingering with what they already have. So I think they kind of tempered their pacing a little bit with that. I think they tempered their pacing a lot.
Do you think Fair
You know?
Games is still coming out, or do you
Oh,
think
I
that
don't
is
know.
not canceled?
I'd be like, this is the hard part because Jay Raymond, who's literally the lead for the studio, she left. So whatever happened, she didn't want to be a part of it. I don't even know if they even got a lead creator there yet. I don't know that.
Because
I
they
don't
announced
know.
it 3 or 4 years ago, and we heard nothing.
Nothing, So, I think that game is in the crapshoot, and I think that studio is going
Mhm.
down too, unless they pull a miracle. But I think that game's in the crapshoot. And then I think the only other live service game within the first party studio is the studio that got spun off of Bungie. It was like 90 people got spun away from Bungie and formed a new studio for Project Gummy Bears. I hate that title. I hate that
Gummy
project name because it
Bears.
sounds stupid. It just sounds
Yeah.
stupid, right? Project Gummy Bears, but
Yeah.
I think that's the only other major live
Out here and
service
everywhere.
project.
Gummy
Yeah,
bears.
Project Gummy Bears. But I think that's the only other live service project game that's in there, right? To me, let's say Fair Games is successful and Project Gummy Bears. Let's say those are successful. That's where Sony should stop. Bungie, Haven, and the Project Gummy Bear Studio, and then obviously Hourhead with Helldivers. That's it. You got more than enough. You don't need 10, 20, whatever. You got your live service studios and stuff like that. Let it be. Leave it there. Am I missing? Is there one more? Maybe I think there's one more. But leave it there. Keep it to those. Those are your first party live service studios. Don't prop up anymore. Go back to propping up the single player guys.
Yeah, they also need to like support it too. Even if if the first day it's like successful, Fair Games, they need to support it because
that's the
what happened
hard
with
part.
Halo Infinite. Yeah.
That's the hard part. It's the ongoing support to keep it relevant, because you could successfully launch a game and then a year later you're shutting it down. That's what happened to X Defiant. X Defiant launched successfully and a year later they shut it down.
Yeah, it's like why even play the games if it's gonna go offline anyway,
Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard. It's a really hard business. I did that. Live service is probably the toughest segment in gaming to create a successful game. Really hard. And I think live service is like either you're a success or you're a failure. And what I mean by success, it doesn't have to be like Fortnite big, but big enough to stay relevant for years. Like Rainbow Six, Apex Legends, right? If you're not that,
Helldivers too,
or Helldivers 2. But if you're not that, then you're getting shut down and the studio's getting closed. There's no, you get to survive another day. And that's what I think. I think studios that go into live service, it's you succeed with this project or you're getting shut down. You don't get another chance.
Yeah,
look at Highguard. Yeah, Highguard's getting shut down.
Yeah, within a month. Ridiculous,
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Yeah. So, anything else, brother?
Do you think the people at Blue Point, certain people are working on the God of War remakes, working with Sony Santa Monica?
So, from what I was told, some people are staying with PlayStation. They just got new jobs with the other first party studios, but not all of them. Many are gone. Others, I guess, Sony saw talent that be like, oh, they got to stay within PlayStation. You're just not part of Blue Point, so they probably filling in positions with Santa Monica, maybe Insomniac, filling in positions with Sony Bend. Who knows? But they did say some of them got transferred to other first party studios. They got new work with other first party studios, while others, I would probably say, from what I was told, the studio got reduced down to 50 people. That's how things was going bad. It was getting, they got shrunk. They went from like 90 to like 50 now. So, but few stayed with new studios. So now they're now part of the the current studios. So they either part of Insomniac, Naughty Dog, whatever. So they're there now. So, but the rest, they're looking for jobs. Hopefully they found new jobs with third party or with another company. But Blue Point, as a Blue Point, they're gone, which is so sad.
Yeah, because
it's unfortunate.
If Sony never, focus on the 12 live servers, Blue Point would have been still being here. You know,
and I know Blue Point does get some responsibility, but in the same way, Blue Point recommended to do some remakes, like Jack and Daxter, let's say, whatever. Rumor has it they pitched a Jack and Daxter remake, they pitched a Resistance 2 remake, and Sony said no. The same way Sony told them no. Yeah, but the same way Sony told them no to Jack and Daxter, no to Resistance, they should have said no to the God of War live service. Just simply on the merit of
it's Sony's fault,
Yeah.
To me, anyway.
Just simply on the merit. They should have told them no, just simply on the merit. Blue Point don't have multiplayer experience. Like, you guys don't have that experience to do the things necessary to launch.
Remakes. They know for remakes, not live service crap.
And not even just remakes, but that even with the remakes, I would have given them a shot with a single player game. But live service, you gotta have multiplayer games. The studio's not that big. It was like 90 people. So you were never gonna make the milestones. Those milestones that they had to hit year over year, they were never gonna do it. They don't have the experience for that. So they got set up for failure. They got greenlit to fail, and that's why I hold a huge portion of the blame on Herman Holtz and the management there. They got set up for failure. They got set up to do a project they weren't able to do. Granted, Blue Point was the one that said we want to do it, but they also said they want to do remakes, and Sony had no issues telling them no. So that's what I'm trying to say. Sony has no issue telling their developers no. If Sony feels, yeah, this ain't gonna work, they will tell them no. But for whatever reason, they didn't tell them no with this live service game. They let them. They agreed. They're like, yeah, that's a great idea. Do it. I'm like, no. So it was just a bad call greenlighting this project. It was a bad call. It was doomed to fail.
It really was a bad call.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Sajid, are you playing Resident Evil 9?
Oh yeah, I am. I'm loving it so far.
Oh. Man, that game, yeah. Right now I'm still stuck on Expedition
You played
33.
it?
Like I'm still stuck on Expedition 33. I can't let it go. God damn you, M. I should never started playing that game.
Taking a long time to beat.
Oh my god, yeah, but the game's so amazing, man. So right now I'm still Lumina farming. Oh, so I found I didn't find it, but I'm searching. I'm like, man, I gotta find a way to get more Lumina. So I'm in Act 3. So there's this they call it the train station. There's a character, there's an enemy, but the enemy is only there once. So once you kill the enemy's gone. It's one of those characters. But this specific character, this enemy spawns 2 clones. And every time you kill the clone, you get 5 Lumina for each character. Right? So the strategy is don't kill the main character, just kill the clones. And whenever the main character attacks, just dodge. Because the main character will just respawn new clones. Right? But here's the hitch. Every time you kill the clones, they leave like a little particle dust. Like a little light particle. And you hardly notice it. But when you're doing so imagine in rounds, right? Like you start the game, round 1, the character, the boss, we'll say the boss, right? We'll just say that. The boss spawns 2 clones. You kill the 2 clones. Now round 2, spawn 2 new clones. You kill the clones. Round 3, round 4, round 5, round 6. So you keep going round after round after round of spawning clones and killing them. Each time you kill those 2 clones, each clone is worth 5 Lumina. So that's 10 Lumina for every round. But every time you kill them, they leave like this particle behind. When you go through, I'm already over 100 rounds doing this. And there's particle dust everywhere. And like you're noticing like the game is like the frame rate is slowing down. Because the particle dust is not disappearing. So I went online and they said like people got to the point where they did the round so much that the game crashed because the particles just keep stacking. Like you're seeing it all over on the ground. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm trying to find a balance of how many rounds. Right now I'm trying to see anywhere between 200 to 250 rounds. If I get 200 rounds, that's 2,000 Lumina points. I think that's all I really need. I think I could do everything I need with 2,000. But I'm trying to get 2,500. But hopefully and I'm on the pro, so hopefully, the pro can hold on for 250 rounds. Right now I have it paused upstairs in my room. So I do the podcast. Right now I'm on round 116. But there is particle dust everywhere on the floor. And I'm starting to notice slight, kind of like frame rate hits. I'm like, oh shit. It's funny.
Oh no!
But if I'm if I'm successful, I get 2,500 Lumina points, and that's more than enough than what I need to do to overpower my characters. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I need at least 200, and then once I reach 200, then I'll play it round by round. But I've been working on that all day. But anyway, yeah, so that's fun. But once I'm done with that, I might jump into Resident Evil. But I also got Ninja Gaiden 4.
In terms of quality, it's on the same level as the remakes, super detailed, super crisp. that the ray tracing 60 FPS, 4K,
that's
beautiful, beautiful,
know.
beautiful game.
Yeah.
And it's
There's
very
one
gory
thing
too. It's very, very gory.
the one thing, the one thing I'm holding off because right now, I might have to buy a new gaming TV because my gaming TV that I had back in California when I had my apartment, it's in shipment. It's in storage right now. So I have a 4K
Okay, you
TV,
don't
but
have
it's
OLED?
no, I don't have an OLED. You know, I don't have an OLED. Right
Dang.
now, I'm using
Looks
an
beautiful,
LG.
I'd buy it.
I have a 4K LG, but it doesn't even have VRR, so it's not really a gaming TV. So I've just been getting by, but
Yeah,
you know,
I have a Samsung Auto OLED
yeah.
S90D.
So
It's a really
right
good
now,
TV. This one is.
yeah. So right now, I
From
might bite the
Samsung.
bullet. I might bite the bullet and get a new TV for my gaming habits because this TV is not cutting it. Doesn't even have VRR on the TV set.
Get a Samsung.
Yeah, yeah. I was
My
thinking of getting.
recommendation, get a Samsung.
I was thinking again the S95F. That's my plan to get the
Okay,
S. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, that's
The
a very
S-
good top of the
yeah.
line TV.
That's all.
Mhm.
That's yeah. So the
From Samsung.
S95F. So because this TV is not cutting it. My wife's gonna be pissed
Yeah,
off.
you'll be blown away with that TV.
I know.
Guarantee that. You know.
My wife's gonna be like, "You motherfucker got a TV." I might put it back here in the man cave. To be honest, might get my gaming setup back in here. You never know. I mean, you know, I think I might do that. Who knows? It depends. You know, the way things go. But it is what it is. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, brother? Because I got another person in the waiting room.
Yeah, nothing else.
Right.
Nothing else I can think of. So
All
thank you for your
right.
time, Puertorock.
No problem. And then my prayers are with you, brother, man. I hope everything works out, man.
Oh, I do want to be on your podcast one day. If you
Absolutely.
let me.
Absolutely, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're from Australia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I
half
am.
my podcast is Australians now at this point. At this point,
Extreme.
we got Extreme, we got Valkyrie. She's from Australia. Now you, shit. There's more Australians than Americans in
from
my
Melbourne?
show. He's from Melbourne too, both of
Is he?
them.
Yeah, I'm from Melbourne, Victoria. Yeah.
What is this? How am I attracting? Like, is there nobody from Sydney? Everybody's from Melbourne. All right, we're gonna call it the 60 Frames Melbourne podcast. That's for,
do that one day.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that is funny. That is funny. That is a coinkydink. That is a cool thing. All right, brother, man. Thank you so much for coming through, and you know, I hope the best for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for your time.
All right,
Later.
no problem.
Take care.
All right, take care. All right, let me get the next one in. Let's see. We got what's his name? Dante. Mic check, mic check. Dante, are you there?
I'm right here. Que la que hay, Puertorock. How you doing?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, saludos, fellow Puerto Rican. How you doing?
Ahí, ¿cómo estás, hermano? ¿Qué
Todo
pasó
bien,
aquí?
bien, muy bien. Saludos, saludos. Orgulloso de llamar por primera vez en tu programa.
Ah, gracias, bro. Está con el corrido, jangueando, bebiendo un poquito de cerveza. ¿Qué está pasando allá?
No, no drinking. Solamente en casa con la familia. Tú sabes cómo.
All right, bueno, yeah, you know, now the chat's like, listen, hold up. We had to deal with the Super Bowl in Spanish. We're not doing this in a podcast. All right, bring it back to English. They're like, bring it back to English. All right. The chat's like, nah. We gave you guys the halftime show. That's it.
They're gonna call ICE on us pretty soon.
Yeah,
you know,
they're gonna call ICE. They'll be like, hold on. The halftime show, you got 15 minutes. Bring that shit back to English. Bring it back.
Hey, that's what it is. You said Yo, I was gonna joke. You said that you have a lot of Australians in your podcast. Maybe you need to bring
I
more Puerto
know.
Ricans to the podcast.
I know.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, got Puertorock, and I'm the only one. I'm like, shit. Like, none of them. I guess all the Boricuas are Xbox gamers. I don't know. Maybe. Is that like? Whoa! Espera, oye, cuidado, tranquilo. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, hermano. So what's going on, brother? How's everything going?
All good, all good. No, I was just wanted to talk to you a little bit because there's something that I was wondering. It's almost like the pundits on the video game industry are kind of like the worst. Even sports, you say sports, Stephen A. Smith or Skip Bayless, and some people have some haters about them. But once in a while they have some good points, right? Not saying that they're great, but in the video game industry, it feels like they have the worst pundits or journalists. Aside from a couple, I'm just saying that they have the worst. And the reason I say that is because I asked myself, why does people find it hard that PlayStation is pulling from PC, right? And what I mean with that is like they're saying like, oh, you need to put all your games everywhere so you can make all this money. It's all about, oh, you're gonna make so much money. And I asked to myself, I'm like, they're not looking what's happening to EA, which is a publisher, which they're being sold. They're not looking what's happening with Ubisoft, which is a publisher, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're not looking what's happening to Embracer, which is a publisher. And what do you rather be? Would you rather be a platform holder with a strong storefront, or would you rather be publisher and just putting games everywhere? Because right now, Sony could, honestly, if their storefront keeps going strong, Sony could be like Valve. It's like, fuck it, we're not doing any more games. Just buy our games from our store, and we make a lot of money, and we don't have to spend investments in making new games. I know they're not going to do that because they still need to bring people to their platform, and they want to keep growing it. But I'm just saying they can do a Valve easily and still make a lot of money and not put any more games if they wanted to, because their storefront is the most important part. Anyway, just general thoughts. It's just I'm so surprised that no one can understand that in their head. You know what I'm saying?
And it's I'll be honest, it's hard for me to believe that people, the pundits, right, don't understand that. I think they're purposely ignoring it because they're trying to cater to an audience that don't understand that, right? And I guess it's the fine line of trying to educate an audience, but at the risk of losing them, because the audience don't want to be educated. They just want to hear what they want to hear, right? And that's what I think it is.
Yep.
I think they pigeon themselves, catering, making money off an audience, with the memberships, all those things where they could make money off them and stuff like that, Patreon.
Yeah.
But if you got all this group of people that's supporting your Patreon, supporting your memberships, doing the super chats, doing all that stuff, but they don't want truth, they just want you to toe the line and make them feel good, then you really can't push that type of information, because the moment you try, they'll be like, I don't need to this, you're just a pony. And now you're like, and I think that's what happened.
Yep.
The money that they get from these guys who are just seeking validation or feel good content is preventing them. Either that or they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And they really are that dumb. I would like to think they're not that dumb, because these aren't hard topics. It's not like we're talking about something you need a master's degree in. It's really simple.
No.
PlayStation's a storefront. I mean, and it's funny. Look at this. No one complains about Steam, Valve not making games anymore and put the games everywhere.
Correct.
Have you noticed that? Because they understand the money is the storefront, Steam. So no one's saying, oh my God, Valve don't make games no more. Valve needs to make games and put their games everywhere in order to survive. No one says that.
Yep.
Notice, right? Am I right? Nadie no está diciendo eso. No one's saying that. No one's saying Valve has to get back into gaming and put games everywhere in order to survive. No one says that.
Correct. Yep.
Because they know the money for Valve is the Steam storefront. But they can't use that same logic with PlayStation. For some reason, the storefront they don't see that. They don't see the storefront business of PlayStation. So either they don't understand or they're purposely being stupid in order to get the money. Those are the only two choices.
Yeah, I think that one of the reasons too could be because, Xbox had no choice, right? They had to go and say, look, we need to put games, we need to make more money. Our console's not selling. So again, if your console doesn't sell, which is funny why people were celebrating, let's put games everywhere.
Console sales don't matter. Consoles don't matter.
Don't matter, cool, don't matter. And then they were
Ahora mira.
basically celebrating their own destruction because console is what brings the money, what brings your storefront, people buying your microtransaction, yada yada yada, right? So because I think Xbox has pivoted, and they were like, you know, Xbox is doing it this way, let me support this, and then that's how we're gonna sell it. But again, I don't have a problem with the fanboys doing that because they're gonna go with whatever, you know, fuck the company is saying, right? And they do that all the time. Even, you know, even people, okay, I'm a fan of PlayStation and Nintendo, they make fuck shit decisions all the time. I'm not gonna agree with them all
It's
the time.
not perfect. Yeah, they're not perfect, but
they're not
overall,
perfect.
they're good. Overall, they're good. You know,
I'd rather be in their ecosystem where I get games that I like and enjoy, and then, you know, and spend the money on their ecosystem, right? To give you an example, but I think that my problem is, okay, fanboys fine, but the pundits, which is supposed to have knowledge of the industry, supposed to do analysis of stuff, can't comprehend a simple fact. It is that you do whatever it takes to protect your storefront. That's the only thing. Sony's pulling games from PC because they want to protect their storefront. I know that they say Xbox not a competition. Cool. And that's, you know, Sean Layden just said it even the other day. Xbox not their competition. But they still have to think about it. Okay, with Helix coming out, do I really want to be putting games on PC when I want people to come to my platform? We don't know. It's still a wild card. You never know. I don't think it will do well because of the price, but that's another conversation. But then you have Steam with the new Steam machine. You don't know. What's a wild card too? That's invading the living room. You don't know what's going to happen. You need to protect your storefront, even if people say, "Oh, that's the old way of thinking." Oh, whatever. That old way of thinking has worked for PlayStation forever. Right? Simple as that. I don't get, again, why you're like, Sony needs to put, not all money is good money, right? And I'm gonna bring an example about, I work in a different industry, of course, but there was a product they used to make in the company I work for, a couple of $1 billion a year. Now, patent of the product ran out, right? And then once the patent of that product runs out, you let other competitors have the patent to be able to do that product, right?
Yeah.
And our company had a chance to say, hey, we could also still keep making the product. We're gonna make less money, but we're still gonna make money for that product. And our company said, no, it's not worth it, because even though we're gonna make some money, the operating costs that we have to take to make that product and the profit margins are not worth doing that product. So we rather take that money and invest in other areas so we can improve our margins, which is what our stakeholders want. Simple as that. So Sony pulling PC, they're saying the same thing. I'm like, the margins that I'm getting is not that great. Why am I gonna do this shit and then have small margins and risk other areas, or I need to take that money and invest on other areas? That's what maybe Sony's doing. I don't know.
I mean, so the one thing we do with the one thing we can say is that this was a 5-year plan around, right? They didn't lock it in for a lifetime plan, meaning they're committed to PC for the rest of, you know, the PlayStation brand. They have 5 years worth of support. They did 5 years worth. They saw the data, right? And we all know Hiroki Totoki, he was all about it. So for them to pull away, he agreed to it. So for him to agree, there's something he didn't like. They have 5 years worth of data and decision making, you know, and a lot of PC gamers are like, oh, Sony executed this plan poorly, whatever. We don't know what Sony's true metric was, right? And maybe Sony did look, you know, over the course of 5 years, like, wait a minute, we're not really making the numbers. In order to improve the numbers, what do we have to do? And maybe somebody showed them a plan, like, you know, a course of action saying, if we really want to get into PC and really make that money, these are the things we have to do. And they probably looked at it and be like, if this is what we have to do, then no, we're not doing all this. If this is what it takes to really break into PC gaming and make that money, this is contrary to our platform. This is contrary to our console. We're not going to do all this. We're not going to take it to this next level. And that's probably what happened. They probably saw what it really takes to get into PC, you know, success, and they're not willing to do that. They're like, no, our primary platform is PlayStation. See, we saw Microsoft made that decision. Microsoft made the decision to go all in on PC. In fact, not only did they go on PC, but I even mentioned this for a long time on this channel, they actually overdid it. They put games on PC first before their own console. Gears of War Tactics was first on PC. Microsoft Flight Simulator was first on PC before their own console, right? Aria was exclusive to PC Game Pass. Not even an Xbox version. Microsoft found a way to get Death Stranding on PC Game Pass, but not on console Game Pass. Towerborn, early access, PC Game Pass first, no Xbox. So Microsoft not only went all the way in with PC, they actually catered to PC first with some titles. They went all in. Mm-hmm. And what did it do for the console? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It made the console look worse.
Terrible. 100% agree, man. And that's the other part. And I'll bet you Microsoft would wish that they were in like Sony's position, but people keep saying, "Oh, if Sony did day to day, oh my God, they." Cross people. They both played in PC and PlayStation, right? So let's just say they put Spider-Man 2 day and date on PC, right? And he sold $10 million units between both platforms, right? You know that those 10 millions, let's just say the split was, I don't know, 5 million on PlayStation and 5 million on PC, right? But then you lost sales there on your main platform, which is PlayStation, because some people just gonna buy it on PC. Exactly. Now you have to give your 30% on freaking Steam. To Steam, instead of getting full 100% if you sell it on your main. So yeah, you could have made more sales and maybe make a little bit more money. But again, is it worth it? You rather have most of that money on your pockets instead of splitting it and sharing it with another storefront. Again, another part that I don't get why people are like day and date. Cool. Yeah, day and date could work. But for Sony, where Sony is in their position, they want to sell the most on their platform so they can get full payback on that investment instead of getting some payback on that investment by selling some at the PC storefronts,
So me personally, anybody's trying to argue day and day could work or get better, I'll be like, it didn't work for Xbox, so I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear any PC gamer or any person that was on PlayStation went to PC. I'm not trying to hear anyone tell me day and date should have been the strategy when it didn't work for Xbox, because Xbox did day and date and things got worse. So I don't care. It's people who don't care about the PlayStation brand that are saying that. They don't care about the console.
Oh, of course.
They don't care about the ecosystem. So anybody who don't care about the ecosystem console, I really don't care about their opinion. I really don't care. I saw what it did to Xbox. That's all I need to know to say no. That strategy is done. Because look what it did to the console. It did nothing for the console. It forced them to put games on PlayStation. It forced them to keep going. So no, I'm good.
I think
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think you bring a good point, but I think also Game Pass kind of was more destructive to Xbox than day to PC.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of stuff. I mean the overall culprit. I will say this: the overall thing was Microsoft did not focus on a console. Everything they did was not about the console.
Yeah,
even
cloud,
Game Pass. Because I can understand if they did Game Pass, but it was only available on the console. Meaning you had to buy an Xbox to play a Game Pass. At least that. But no, they put that on PC. So they did nothing for the console. They really did nothing. They took everything from the console and put it on PC. They did nothing to get people to pay. Not even Game Pass. Game Pass couldn't even remain exclusive on the console.
Yep.
Nothing.
100% agree.
Everything was catered to PC. PC Game Pass is cheaper than console Game Pass. That's how crazy it is. Bro,
and you don't play for online.
Yeah, they neutered the console. So no, I don't I'm glad Sony said, "Vete pa'l carajo. We're done with your asses." I'm done. I'm good.
Vete pa la mierda. Vete pa'l carajo.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to hear that. Oh, Sony could have done that. Sony could have done nothing. Y'all done. Sony said bye. Bye, Felicia, and I'm glad. I'm so glad they moved on from that nonsense. I am so happy they moved on from that nonsense. They're going to be better off for it.
Yep, no, I agree. Exclusives are good for the industry. Simple as fact.
Absolutely.
I also did wanted to bring before I go, Puertorock, just one more point too.
Wow.
I think PlayStation also found a second avenue of revenue to extend the lifespan of IPs. And let me explain what I mean. So, Sean Layden, when he did What's Up, so shout out to Persona and Jay Barry. I also watched their show. Great show, too, when they used to be doing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then when they brought Sean Layton, he said that one of the reasons he brought up the PC was because, after a couple of years, they stopped selling, and then you wanted to expand the lifespan of those IP to get more money at the end, right? Cool. That at that time, 2019, that made sense, right? So Sony at that time, I think they also evaluated what Xbox was doing with Game Pass and what works and what didn't work. As an example, Horizon Forbidden West, they put it sooner on their PS Plus than normally, just to test the water, and they even said on their financials, we lost money doing that, right? But then I think with all that data, to your point earlier, I think Sony said, look, you can expand the IP lifespan 2 years, put it on PC and get more money. Or, and this happened to me as someone at work, you could then in 2 years put it on on PlayStation Plus Extra and gain new subscribers by expanding the lifespan, because those gamers were not going to buy it day one. They would wait. And the reason I say that is because I have a friend at work that I told him the news of PC, and it's like, oh, fine. I was just gonna play, as he's a PC gamer, I was just gonna, get a PlayStation, and I don't care too much about other games. I'm just gonna buy PlayStation Plus. Cool. I mean, Sony's not gonna cry about it, because in 2 years they can extend the lifespan of that IP by saying, let me put it on PlayStation Plus. Spider-Man 2 is a perfect example. It came like 2 years after the fact, and the game's still selling, and they put it on PlayStation Plus Extra.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to bring new revenue on people saying, oh, let me subscribe to the higher tier to play this game, and they can make some extra money after the game is not selling as much, So
Yeah, that's a good point. I always wondered, like, that's what you should go to, right? Release your games, depending on the momentum of sales, because some games sell longer than others. But around 2 years, around 2 years is around. Maybe if it's a really, really big game like the Spider-Man, God of War, 3 years. But then you put it into your subscription service, an extra or premium, and that encourages people to for those that didn't buy the game to step up to a thing. You don't lose the money. I think that's focus within your own ecosystem. So yeah.
Yep. Well, that's it, Puertorock. I appreciated the time, bro. Thank you for having me. Un montón de gracias, and I'll keep listening for sure. I appreciate it, bro. Take care, man.
Thank you, hermano. Gracias. Cuídate.
Yeah, see you. Cuídate. Bye.
All right. We got Silverwolf says, thank you for the super chat. Sony doesn't want to be third party on another store to have to give away a third of their earnings. Rent a spot on my store and give me a percentage. Yeah, And then that tweet I showed earlier where the guy thinks that Sony's going to have Steam on a PS6. Like, this is like, there's just so many people who don't understand gaming, the basic economics. Major Claridge, thank you. Provided somebody with membership. So if you've been gifted, please give Major Claridge a shout out, Thank them and stuff. Really appreciate it. We got Arc War Angel in the room. So let me pull up Arc War Angel. Let's see. We go. All right. Mic check. Mic check.
Me escucha.
Hello, hello.
Escucha.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing? How's everything?
Good. Una pregunta, papi. Why you hate PC so much, man?
Oh, what?
Why you hate PC so much?
Because you guys are sexual deviants.
Nah, I'm just mira,
I'll play. Listen. I don't hate. Listen, I don't hate. I'll tell you, I don't hate PC, right? But I don't hate PC, but I am looking out for my own invested interest first, right? It's my self-interest first, and I think gaming is at its best when there's competition, and competition is within games. It's always been games, not so much hardware. I know PC has this little battle with hardware, different GPUs and stuff like that, but ultimately, gaming's at its strongest when companies are trying to make better games than their competitor to get people on their platform. That's when the
And
gaming is at its best.
I understand that 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm new to PC. I just bought my PC like 6 months ago. I'm a gamer. I got them all the systems, but I gotta say PC está cabrón, bro. Tú no puedes. You have it all, man. You
So
know. I
so
understand.
no, go ahead.
Go ahead,
Let
go
me
ahead.
finish. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Papa. In fact, give your experience on PC. Boricua.
No, my shirt. Sí, de Puerto Rico.
Oh, you
de
said está
Guayama.
cabrón, bro. That's why. When you said that, chacho, está cabrón, bro. I'm like, oh, he's Puerto Rican.
No. Yo era, I had PlayStation. I had them all since I was a kid, right? But once I got into the PC world, bro, it's different, man. It's
Yeah.
different.
What you like about
But
it?
I still love everything. Like you can customize everything.
Okay.
The power. I don't have to sit there and. I mean, the only thing that I hate is the play and plug, like Sony and Xbox. That's the only thing I miss. The plug and play. Because when you're on PC, it takes longer to set up your game before you fucking play. You understand?
Tú ahora tú un mecánico. Now you're the mechanic.
Yeah. Un mecánico ahora. Sí. Pero el PlayStation's catching up though.
Okay.
The PlayStation Pro is almost the same thing as what did they say? Not a 50, 40, 70?
70, yeah, around there. Or just under it.
Yeah. So they're catching up.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, otra pregunta, what do you think about this Xbox diciendo
Helix?
que they're gonna get? Yeah. What do you think about that? You think there's gonna be competition for Sony or no?
No, so
Or
so
for
here,
PC?
so I'll say this. I don't. So next week they're gonna have the GDC and they're gonna talk about it. But I think Microsoft is gonna lean into Windows as their operating system because it's everywhere. It's already there. The question is it like a dual boot? Meaning, do you have an Xbox OS and a Windows OS? It's really. I will say this. I will say one thing. I think Microsoft is done with taking losses on hardware. I could say that. Whatever this hardware is going to be, they're not going to sell it to you for $500-$600. They're going to sell it to you for profit day one. Day one. Like a regular pre-built PC that you sell, like Alienware, Asus, whatever, all those cuanta mierda, HP
They gotta
Omen.
make their money.
They're making their money right off the bat. They're not going to sell you hardware at a loss in hopes that software will make up the thing. So I could say that. So it's going to be PC pricing. So whatever configuration, whatever specs, it's going to be the price where they can make money off it day one. So it's going to be expensive. It's not going to be no $600, $700, $800 thing. I'm thinking $1,000+. And then from there, what it doesn't do, everybody's going to decide is if worth the money or not. It could be, a dual boot, thing where you have Windows. So now you have access to Steam, Epic Games, all that stuff. But you also have the Xbox OS. That way you could play all your Xbox compatible games and everything in the past. Or maybe they do an emulation. Maybe they figured it out. So you can emulate. You can emulate all the games now, which means you don't even have to buy the hardware because, or let's say two things, right? Here's the two keys. They're promising, access to the PC storefronts, but they're also saying that it's an Xbox, so you can play Xbox games. So they're gonna have to do one or two things. Number one is a dual boot platform, meaning you got Windows and you got the Xbox OS, right? So let's say if it was that. This is how I envision it. I think the Xbox OS is there, so you can play all the Xbox games developed for the Xbox Series X, and all the studios and developers are still making Xbox Series X games. But I think that all future games, all new Xbox games, once they cut the Series X and they say, hey, Series X is done, no more life support, all new games is going to be built for Windows. It's not going to be built for the Xbox OS no more. Does that make sense? And that's how they ensure compatibility with all the PC devices and everything. They don't have to worry about Play Anywhere entitlements or making deals with third party. Hey, can we get this game? Once they cut off the Series X, it's all Windows based, right? But for your backwards compatibility and to ensure you have your library, you still have access to the Xbox OS. Just the developers can't make new games anymore on it. If they make a new game, it's got to be on the Windows, OS, not the Xbox OS. That's one way. Or number two, they found a way to emulate all Xbox games on Windows. They did it. They cracked the code. Like all games are now playable on Windows PC. And what they do is maybe they'll hold it exclusive to the Xbox Helix for like a year or two, and then they launch it. Like what they did with Asus. Remember when the Asus ROG Ally launched? The UI interface was exclusive to the ROG Ally for about a couple of months, and now after a year, Lenovo has it and everybody else has it. They could do the same thing. Maybe the new Helix has emulation that's exclusive to it, but then after a year or two, it's going to come to every other Windows device. And then you can play Xbox games on every PC out there. So I think those are the two ways they can handle it. Emulation or dual boot. Two OSs in one machine.
Now, do you think that, I don't know if it's true, because I don't pay attention to like that in the internet like that. I don't be on social media like that. But the Steam, you think that Xbox is going to actually have Steam?
That's the thing. So that's a good point. That's the thing.
I can't see that.
I
can't
know.
see that though.
I know, but listen, if Microsoft is pushing Windows, then you can have Steam. And I think that's why the rumor has other store clients is because Windows is going to be part of that. And let me put it this way. I know AI Copilot in some way, shape, or form is going to be involved in this product. I know they're going to force Copilot in some way, and the only way you're going to force Copilot is if you have Windows in there. Copilot is part of that thing. I guarantee it is. They didn't specifically pick, Asha Her, who came from the AI division. That was not an accident. She is there for a reason, and a big portion is AI. Copilot is going to be part of that platform. So you're gonna have to have Windows part of it, and that's probably why you could do Steam and maybe Epic Game Store and GOG because you have Windows. It's a Windows running platform. The big thing is the Xbox games that were made for Windows. How do you handle that? And I think they're either going to get emulated or the OS is embedded and you could dual boot. You just you'll boot into the Xbox OS so you can play Xbox games, or you boot into Windows to play your Windows PC games. Now, here's the real question. If they launch this thing for $1,000, who's really interested in paying $1,000 for an Xbox?
I see not a lot of people want to buy that.
You see what I'm saying? They didn't make a name for themselves.
Yeah, I don't think. But I think for me personally, the best system for Xbox is 360, hands down.
Yeah, claro, absolutely.
Pero they've been going with all these turns and like this. Wait for that shit is the messaging they have.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna get those fans back. Maybe it's Code Eastwood, maybe. That's that dude.
He never left. Code Eastwood never left. So
he never left. Pero I don't know, man. I'm enjoying my PC. I do go to PlayStation and the Switch. I play all kinds of games, so
you good. You got your PC, you got your you got your PC, you got your PlayStation, you got your Switch. So how you feel about PlayStation pulling back on PC? How does that make you feel?
I love it.
What are your thoughts?
I love it because now being honest, I haven't turned my PlayStation on in 6 months. Now it gives me a chance to play the new Wolverine.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna wait.
You're gonna wait
6 months. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'll wait for it, or maybe I'll do like when Banana Boy steal that shit,
Yeah. Mira qué cabrón, bro.
Mira. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yo, anyway. La cosa tan duro, bro.
Pero I'm happy they're going back to that exclusive matter, man.
Yeah.
Like my boy, I was arguing with my boy about that exclusive matter, and he convinced me, like, yo, you're right. We need that
Yeah.
PlayStation back, man.
Yeah. You need
And
that fight,
I'm
man.
being honest. I'm hoping, I'm praying that fucking at the Xbox do the same thing. Bring
Make
all
your
that, take that, yo, make Gears of War exclusive. Then
Yeah.
I will buy another Xbox. You know?
Fight that battle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The industry was better when everybody was fighting to make better games than the other person, and we benefited that. You know what I'm saying? It pushed people to make
Good for
better
all
games.
gamers, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, claro. Everything, bro. I feel you. They said,
Let me get back to work.
all right, let me do
I'll
the
be out
super
of
chat.
this.
They said, un tipo dice, who it was Dante. He said, Puerto Rico is out on full force tonight. That buddy changed everything. All right, we up now. We up. We up. All right. He got us on the map. Oh man, it's good to see you. Gracias, hermano, man. Thank you for coming through.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
All right. And Dante said, thanks for having me on the show. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Bad Bunny is putting us on the map. That's it. It's over. We're taking over. All right. We got somebody else in the room. Let's see. Who's this right here? Let's see. Who's this?
Hello.
Hello.
So I wanted.
Let's see. Oh, my bad.
First of all, I wanted to bring a topic to your attention, Puertorock. I'm not sure if you heard it. It's kind of breaking news.
We got breaking news.
You're gonna love this. You're gonna laugh. Have you heard that Nintendo is suing the American government?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. I told people, man, don't mess with Nintendo. They will sue your mama. They don't give a shit. They're going after anybody. So yeah. So I mean, another company was first, but for those who don't know, who's not in America, or if you don't pay attention to American news, the Supreme Court ruled that it was unconstitutional to raise the tariffs the way Trump did. So they declared it unconstitutional. So now companies have the ability to sue the government to get the tariff money back. My only thing is that if they raise prices on stuff because of the tariff, the consumer was the one that ultimately paid the tariff. So that money should be going back to the consumers, not the company. You know. Now for Nintendo's case, they didn't raise the tariff. They didn't raise the price of the Switch 2 based on the tariff. So okay. But every other product that they raised the price on, you know, to accommodate the tariff increase, the consumers paid it whenever they bought that product because that was factored into the price. So I think all that tariff money, I think it's like $186 billion, that should be distributed to the consumers, not the companies, in my opinion.
Well,
because ultimately, all the products sold, yeah. But of course,
we both know. So first of all, like, do you think Nintendo has any shot of winning?
I don't know.
I didn't know
mean,
that information that you just
yeah,
said.
yeah. So it could be. You know, I mean, if the Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional that he was not allowed to do it, then yeah, they have grounds. All the companies have grounds to get their money back to sue the government, and then it goes to the federal courts, and the federal court says, yeah, Congress said he wasn't supposed to do this. They got to get their money back. It's potential. I mean, I don't know the legal repercussions, but it all came down to the Supreme Court ruling.
Well, we all know how Nintendo's lawyers are. If they,
oh
think they can
yeah,
win.
they're the best.
Oh,
Them dudes,
yeah.
they'll go after anybody.
Yeah, if they're pursuing it, they're pretty sure they can win.
Shit, if a little kid has a lemonade stand with Mario on it, so Nintendo's suing, and they'll win.
Oh yeah,
they'll take away the kids'
didn't
college
they,
fund.
Did you hear that? I saw this in a YouTube short. Like they sued like a grocery store in Mexico or something. It's called Mario.
I know
like
something like that. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yo, how did they even
Like
find out? That was my first question. It was some like
I think the spelling
no name
was different,
store. Oh man, it is wild. That company don't care. They will protect that IP from anybody. From anybody.
Oh yeah.
That they are not playing.
Well,
So that is funny.
Too
I
bad
saw
for
that.
Nintendo. I have most of their stuff pirated on my PC. So.
Oh man.
Hey,
Oh,
anybody in
hey,
chat?
hey, you're on
If you're
PC, so
interested in pirating,
oh,
you
whoa,
better
whoa,
do
whoa,
it
whoa,
now.
no,
'Cause
no, yeah. Don't give them the clues, cause hey, I don't want Nintendo to go after me. Oh, Puertorock. I'll be like, hold up. Hold up. I do not condone the pirating of Nintendo. Nintendo, leave me alone. Leave me alone. They'll come after me. Oh shit, they're already knocking on my door. Damn, that shit was fast. Oh man.
Yeah.
Hey, you're on PC question. How you feel about Sony pulling out? You know,
Okay,
re-strategizing,
so
saying, "Hey, we're not doing this no
okay,
more."
so here's my thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I recently got a PC, like in December, and part of the reason I got a PC
For
was
PlayStation games.
very simple. PlayStation was putting their games on PC, so
Oh man.
so my plan was to get a PC,
Oh.
and then that'll be like my PS6.
Oh,
Now,
what happened? Now with this news.
Now it didn't turn out that I didn't get it the way I
I'm sorry for
wanted it to.
laughing, but I'm sorry for laughing. I'm not trying to laugh at you. I apologize. But the thing is, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. I know there are PlayStation gamers that finally caved in and just say, you know what, I'm just gonna get a PC. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna get the games anyway. Even if I have to wait a year, it happens. This news, like, how did you take this news? Not like you said, you got a PC and you figured I'm safe. Now they're like, nah, you're not getting these games.
Well, it wasn't just PlayStation games. I like emulation.
Okay.
I like playing
Okay.
other
All right.
shit,
That's good.
so-
Yeah. Emulate those stuff.
So I still have value in it. So
Okay.
I don't regret my purchase.
I
but,
mean, and depending on the build, you still get the best versions of majority of the games.
No, well, here's the thing. I was gonna say this, like right before I was gonna buy my PC, my dog needed leg surgery. So most of my PC money went to my dog.
That
Yeah,
bro,
so
I feel you. The
I
dog is
didn't
everything.
get the PC I want. I wanted to get at least a 5070 or higher.
What did you
maybe
get?
even 5070 Ti, but I still like the GPU I got. I still got a 5060 Ti, 16
Okay.
gigabyte version.
Okay. How did
So
that?
it's still a pretty good
It's
GPU.
decent. Okay, that's not
I'll
bad.
say it's like PS5 Pro level.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit better. Maybe a little
All
bit
right.
less. I don't know.
Okay. But DLSS is good technology. It's great technology.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I still like my PC. I wish I could do one, but maybe not going high end was a blessing in disguise because now I have to get a PS6. So
Well, you know what? It's true because he didn't go too high. Having a PS6 is not a bad idea.
And another thing, I got my PC on sale. It was right before the RAM apocalypse happened.
Nice. So you got it at the right time.
I can probably sell my PC for at least twice what I paid for it.
Okay.
If I want to. I'm not going to, but I could.
Because to buy it back, to buy the PC back, you also have to pay twice to re-get it. I know what you mean. It's tough.
Yeah. So
do you have a PS5 or you don't have a PS5 at all?
No, I got a PS5.
Oh, so you're good. You're still good.
Oh yeah.
You're great.
Day one.
You're not missing on the games. In fact, you got probably the best combo. PC and PS5 combos back on the table.
Oh yeah.
So you're good.
Also, another thing I wanted to talk to you, Puertorock, and shout out to Xfold. I'm sure you know who he is.
Xfold, I see. Yeah, I had him as a guest on one of my Friday night lives. So I have an episode with him.
In his latest video, he said that he talked to Tim Dog, and apparently Tim Dog said Microsoft was serious. Hold on. Sorry about that. Apparently, Microsoft is serious. They might go back to exclusives.
We'll see. More power to them. We'd love to see it, but I just don't see Satya being that guy. But let's say if he has the mentality of, you know what, I see the value in having a marketplace in console gaming. Let's do it. Let's invest. We're going to take a few losses over the next couple of years, but we're going to come back on top in the long run. We'd love to see that. But we'll see.
Yeah, something I'm interested in. If they do end up doing, which I have my doubts, I don't think they will, but if they do, I wonder if the PC guys will be like,
Oh, so you think they're gonna pull? You think they're gonna pull games from PC too? Like they're gonna do like true
No, I didn't say
exclusives?
that. No.
Oh no, I'm asking. Okay, I would love to see it.
No,
I would
well, no,
love
my
to see.
line of thinking-
I would love to see Xbox go back to true exclusives. Like this.
Well, no,
This is the only place.
My line of thinking in saying that is very simple. The next Xbox is going to be a PC. If the games are going to be PC, if they're going to be like Xbox only, they're essentially going to be PC only. So they're going to be PC exclusives. So will the PC guys have problems with that since they hate exclusives so much? You get where I'm going with this?
Yeah, they're hypocrites. You know, they don't say anything about the exclusives, even though I don't really care about PC exclusives. But it's just really the point of the matter, right? You know, you don't see them clamoring on, oh, we got to get World of Warcraft on PlayStation or console. Like they don't cheer or they don't like go against PC developers that only make PC games. They leave them alone. So that's why I don't listen to them. I don't listen to them.
Dude, if Half-Life 3 is real and it comes out with a Steam Deck, Steam machine.
Yeah,
dude, none of these guys will care.
They're not gonna. They're not gonna put that on PlayStation.
They'll more likely hypocritically, but like use it as ammo against us, even though they should be against it.
Yeah. See, if Half-Life 3 comes out, let's say if that was in the shoot, because that's a great way to get Steam machine sales. It's not gonna be on PlayStation or Xbox, and the PC gamers ain't gonna say anything about it. You know, if anything, that reinforces our point. Exclusives matter. And even Valve recognizes it.
Dude,
if they release Half-Life 3 exclusive on Steam.
Dude, exclusives always matter. And those who say it don't, they're already lying. Like, no, they're just straight up lying because we have posts of Alex. I mean, you showed it earlier in your stream of him saying we need exclusives. You showed it. All these guys that's against exclusives, at one point they were for them. It's all lies. They always mattered. And it frustrates me that the community is like this. Like, I know why it's like this, because they want to push PC. It's why I call them Xbox apologists, PC gamers who apologize constantly for Xbox. It annoys the hell out of me, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. But hey, we'll see. You know, that would be interesting if Valve has Half-Life 3 hidden, and that's an announcement. That would be crazy. That would be big. And I will use that as a shit talking point. I'll be like, oh, so exclusives matter now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I hope it does happen. We need competition back in gaming.
Yeah, we do.
Like, dude, like most of these guys that complain about gaming, what they're really complaining about is the result of no competition. And yet these are the same people that will cry when competition is in gaming. I don't. It's like, are you for great gaming or are you not? Like, you can't have it both ways. Something has to sacrifice. You can't. Something has to give. It's either gaming stays crap but you play everywhere, or there's exclusives, but gaming goes back to the great more so to the great days. I don't know if 360 and PS3 days will ever truly return, but we can at least get closer to it, you know?
Yeah.
So
I mean, gaming's at its best when the competition is within the games and game makers are trying to make better games than the other game makers.
Absolutely, dude. I get so tired of hearing competition should be with the hardware. It's like, oh, okay, so you put a 5080 in your piece. They put 5080 in there, $2,000. In fact, that's what we're going to see with Magnus or Helios now.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you compete with games. It's always been like that and always will be. I'm so sick and tired of people saying it's hardware compete with hardware. Like, no.
Yeah.
At the end, most people don't care about hardware.
Yeah.
As long as it can do what it wants to do, like that's all that matters.
Yeah. Think about it. Consoles. How is a console supposed to compete? Like right now in 2026, nobody's buying a PS5 because of hardware. No one's talking about the specs of the PS5. It's not a conversation. You understand? After a while, people are buying PS5s because of the games. You know, hardware is like an initial thing for consoles within the first year or so. And right now we're talking about it on the PS5 Pro because PSSR 2.0 come out. But unless a new console gets released every 2 years with new hardware, no one talks about console hardware after 2-3 years or so. 4 or 5 years, 6 years deep into the console gen, conversation isn't about hardware at all. It's all about the gaming library and the titles coming. It's always been that way. It's a silly conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. 100%.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways, I said what I wanted to say. I just want to ask you one question. I have talked to you before, Puertorock. Do you remember
absolutely.
back when Outlaws was a thing?
Outlaws. What was that?
The Epic game that the
Yeah.
the creator of Gears of War made for PlayStation, and it
Yeah.
caused,
Oh, yeah. Outlaws, and it flopped. That was like, and it was like
Yeah.
a PS5 console exclusive or something.
Yeah. Anyways, when the beta was out, I sent you a message saying you want to play, and I wasn't expecting you to respond.
Yeah.
I just threw it out there, and you responded, and we played 2 or 3 games together.
Yeah, I
Do you
remember.
remember that?
I was like,
Oh, you do
that was
remember that.
that's what I was really. That's probably why I stopped playing multiplayer games. That game, you can blame that game. I'm like, I'm
just asking,
done.
do you remember playing with me? Do you remember playing with me specifically? Because that did happen.
So to be honest, I only played that game twice. To be honest, so one of those
you
2
played it
times you
once
were
with-
if yeah. No, I'm saying with you. So I maybe played that game. Maybe it was Outlaws or was it Lawbreakers? Lawbreakers.
Yeah,
Lawbreakers.
I'm sorry.
Lawbreakers.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I
Lawbreakers.
remember
Yeah, and I played that game maybe like 3 times. So you were one
Yeah,
of 3.
I just want to say, like, that's all.
Yeah.
Dude, you
That's
have
that was a
my-
long
you
time
have my
ago.
respect, man. Like, I didn't expect you to respond. Most people probably wouldn't, and you did.
No, I did. So I've been on my days where I did play multiplayer. I was so I'm not as active on my PlayStation console for messaging and friends chat as much anymore. Mainly
Yeah, I
because Sony they have stupid policies.
Dude,
Their policies got
I
stupid.
know
You
people
curse
that-
and they report you, they'll shut your account
Yeah,
down.
dude, I know people that they're
Nah.
you know those big giant group chat things.
Yeah.
I know people that was in those and didn't talk shit, nothing, and like one guy reports and like everyone in that group chat gets banned.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not doing that.
Be careful, guys. Like,
Yeah.
do
So
your talking on Discord. Like, don't do it on PlayStation. Like,
Yeah,
one messed up, you're fucked. Like,
Yeah. So I do no communication on PlayStation. So those who do send messages, I'm sorry, but I don't even check my messages anymore. I just don't. You got to hit me up on Twitter or the Discord, but I just don't communicate on PlayStation. They ruined it. Their policy and how strict they are. They just. I'm not losing my account over some silly stuff. So the days of chat tossing. I mean, it's really piss poor how they manage that. They made it too strict, and I'm good.
yeah, I agree. I just wanted to share that little story just to show how
That's
awesome
awesome.
you are, man.
Right, yeah, that's
you
awesome.
give a nobody
Lawbreakers.
like me a little bit.
Bro, come on, man. We're just gamers, man. We're just gamers, and my channel's dog shit anyway. So you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's great. It's great, man.
Since early PS4 days.
Oh man, that's
Oh,
great,
yeah.
man. I really appreciate you being a long time viewer, man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my show because you could be doing anything else instead of watching this dog shit channel.
Yeah, I
And
put
I
it
really
on
appreciate
in the
it.
background. I listen to it. I don't really so much watch it. It's just in the background.
Yeah, awesome. Really appreciate it, brother.
Anyways, I guess I'll get out of here and let somebody
Right.
else talk. It was awesome talking to you.
All right, it was awesome, man. Hey, come by anytime.
Maybe the podcast can
Absolutely, absolutely. That ain't a lie.
In fact, Ozzy, you were talking to Ozzy. He's one of my
Yeah.
friends.
Also,
Yeah, he's one of my friends. Big Money. Do you know who Big
Yeah.
Money is?
Yeah, Big Money,
He's one
yeah.
of my friends.
That's awesome.
King Thrash. I used to be part of Truth Network.
Oh, I
Way back
remember
in the
that.
day,
The
and
Truth
then-
Network.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Truth Podcast. Yeah.
Yes. That was
I
wow.
don't-
That was a long time. That's a
Yeah, I
wow.
don't
That's some
really-
old stuff.
Yeah, I don't really like do that. Like, I don't know. I kind of felt, but I wouldn't mind coming on your show if you don't mind having me.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyways, take care, man.
All right, take care, brother.
Appreciate this, man.
Thank you so much. All right, we got Glenzer. Glenzer says, PC Gamer song, Yo Ho Ho and a bottle of Ram. What? They pirating. They got a pedal. They got a pedal Ram. And Glenzer with another super chat. Thank you so much. Says, yo, PR7, you can't have panelists who aren't mods. Mod Valkyrie 1881, my man. Yo, I didn't even know she was in the chat. But once you brought it to my attention, it got remedied quickly. It got remedied quite quickly, quite abruptly. All right. Okay. So now we got Cyber King. All right. Let me get Cyber King up here. Ooh. I'm sorry, Cyber King. Okay, Cyber King. Let me get Cyber King up in here. Let me do it from here because I don't want to mess it up. All right. All right. Microphone check. Microphone check.
Yo,
Cyber
yo,
King.
what's up? What's
Hey,
up? What's
yo,
up?
Cyber King, what's going on?
Doing well, Puertorock. How you doing this wonderful Friday evening?
Obviously, it's a beautiful Friday. You know, I got PC community's all triggered. Like, you know, they're like life is this is great. This is great.
Man.
I'm retired. Thank God I'm retired. Thank God I'm retired. Like, everything's great, bro. Everything's great.
Yeah, man. But I want to just give my perspective on like the PlayStation, like stopping their PC strategy.
Absolutely.
All right. So just as some little background, I used to be a console dude, like diehard console guy, and a couple years back, I got my first PC, and now I'm kind of like a mixture of like PC and like PlayStation.
Yeah.
And like my PlayStation, not my PlayStation, my PC experience has been pretty good. Like I like being able to have the ability to mod the games. There's some cool mods like for Spider-Man where I can like change the like different animations, different skins. So all that kind of stuff is cool to me. So if they're stopping the PC thing, I'm gonna lose that kind of cool, perk. And it's just gonna be like, oh man, I just gotta have just a vanilla game now. So that's just kind of like what do you say to somebody in my perspective who like, I like PlayStation, I got my PS5 like I think a month or so after it came out. So what do you say for somebody in my perspective who, loses that perk?
Let me ask you this. Do you feel Sony was at his besides the money, besides the revenue, for you personally, do you feel Sony's at its best from a first party perspective? Do you feel like they're doing just as good as they did in the previous gens in terms of first party titles, output, and all that stuff? Do you feel?
Not. Mhm.
I'm just asking because I'm
not
gonna
for me,
lead.
no,
I'm gonna
no.
lead. I'm gonna lead into asking to get your question. So no. All right. Do you feel from a first party output, which do you feel is better, PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 in terms of Sony? Being at
Four
their
easily, like
four
not
easily.
even hesitation, easily.
Okay, right. Now, do you notice that all of a sudden things got kind of weird with Sony? Like, man, like, damn, like Naughty Dog. Like, we still haven't played a new Naughty Dog game, and it's
6 years in.
2026.
6
years in.
years.
It won't be 7. Like Intergalactic's not coming out till 2027. It's not this year. That game is not this year. I'll tell you that right now. So 7 years to play a new Naughty Dog game, right? And then we have studios with the live service game, which is, in my opinion, is also part of the PC strategy because they're integrated, right? And some of these
Right.
studios are shutting down. They couldn't get the project going through, so they just closed the studio and stuff like that, right? The thing is this. So with Sony, so it's like it's not easy developing on PC, even though everybody tries to make it seem like. But when you look at like YouTube videos, of PC developers talking about PC. I know Remedy is one of the biggest ones. They talk about, man, there's so many configurations with PC and so much time, whatever. Sony went from focusing on their own hardware to now also hiring people and strategizing with PC with their ports and stuff like that. And while people try to make it seem like it's easy, it really isn't because it takes time, it takes money, it takes resources, right? Let's ignore the money, right? Because it's not our money. So who cares about PlayStation money? But it takes time. And people think that Nix's was developing these games on their own. No, they weren't. The main studio was with them. So think about this. Every second that they spent time combined with Nix's to port a game, those people were doing, what were they not doing? They weren't on the PS5 developing a PS5 game for the next go round, right? So now you have to ask yourself, which would you rather have? If pulling away from PC and now you don't get your mods, but if you have a PS5, I don't know if you still have one or not, you start seeing PS5 over the next couple of years and then into the PS6, you get the PS4 Sony back. Which would you prefer? To go back to the way Sony is now, but you got your mods, or do you want that PS4 Sony back and you have the PS6. And that's
Now, if
all
you
I
can
can
have
say
that,
to you.
right now, yeah, we can have that old Sony back. I gotta agree with you. Like that era, we had it made. We didn't realize how good we had it then.
Yeah, you see, and I think we're gonna get back to that because I think, see, the thing is people think I hate PC gaming. I don't really hate any console. I just want competition and people to actually provide competition. I talk shit about Xbox because since 2013 they have not provided competition. People were giving Xbox props on nothing. Like none of their moves were good for the console, and I told people these moves are not good for the console, and now look where it's at.
Yeah.
To be a
My last
multi-platform
Xbox.
developer is challenging. It's really challenging, right? And in order to be a multi-platform developer, Mikey Barr said it best. You have to commit to that. You can't half-ass it. You can't be a platform provider and a third-party provider at the same time. Pick a lane and stick to that lane and do the best and focus on that, right? PlayStation has a platform and it's a great platform. But dipping their toes on PC, I guarantee they ran into challenges that they didn't expect. They tried to claim like, oh, it's free money, it's whatever. No, because if it was really free money, they wouldn't pull back. Let's be honest. If it was easy and easy money, they would not be pulling back and leaving easy money on the table. They went through challenges, they had issues, and they're like, this isn't working. We got to stop, right? And I think it was a contributing factor on the slower output. Studios probably missed milestones on their PS5 projects because maybe porting to PC took a little longer. You saw not all ports were great. The last one port to PC was not good.
Oh,
That shit was bad. It was a disaster. And it made Naughty Dog look bad. But it was a disaster. You see what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean, like, even the ones that were good, like in fact, Nix's Spider-Man 2 port I heard wasn't good.
Yeah, at first it was
With
pretty
Insomniac.
bad. I think it's pretty good
Yeah,
now, but like
yeah,
at first
but
it
you
was,
see,
it was pretty bad.
yeah, so it shows them that Sony had challenges. They're like, wait a minute. And now imagine if ports took longer than anticipated, which slowed down getting back to the PS5 games like Wolverine or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So when we look at it holistically and look at the whole engine, all of that is tied, that whole strategy, right? And just like I said with Xbox, making games for PC doesn't benefit the PlayStation 5 owners. If anything, best case scenario, nothing happens. Everything's okay, everything's the same. But worst case scenario, slower output, our games get delayed, maybe some studios get closed down. It's just a whole bunch of weird stuff happening, right? So I say to you, would you like a PlayStation 6 or the remainder of the PlayStation 5 gen? But I think it's too soon. But would you like the end, would you like PlayStation to end off the gen back, back in their grind, back in that PS4 move, game after game, boom, they got their pipelines down. And now the PlayStation 6 generation is just like the PlayStation 4. Or do you want to mod stuff? But Sony's still going through all the PC challenges, which could impact them in their overall push and pipeline for the games they push. I prefer Sony to be at its most leanest, trim the fat, stick to your platform, stick to your console, get your pipelines right, get your games out, right? That's where, now to go back to answer your question, is really, what do you want? Is modding your priority, or would you like to see Sony lean, mean, and fit and get these games out?
So for me, I thought like the PC ports I thought they were the easy money because I figured like, okay, the game's already finished. They don't need like a whole studio to like port the game. I thought it may only have like a little small team. So if it's taking a lot of resources away from making the PS5 games to make these PC ports, I can agree with you. That's no good. So if that's what was truly happening and that's the cause, or at least part of the cause for what we're seeing this gen, then yeah, I definitely agree. We got to turn that ship around for sure if that's the case.
Yeah, a lot of people are telling me, "Oh, the ports are easy, man." And I believed it. I absolutely believed it. I'm like, yeah, you're right, because it makes sense. The game's already done. All you got to do is just make it work on another machine. Okay, and you're gonna have experts on the other machine. Hell, they say most developers know PC first before console, so I believed it. But then when I saw The Last of Us 1 come out and it was a mess, I'm thinking, hold on. Naughty Dog is probably one of the best studios in the industry. And The Last of Us remake was awesome on the console. No issues. So why is there issues on the PC version? It's because porting is not easy. Because if it was easy, that game should have came out flawless. In fact, every PC port from a game that's already been out shouldn't have no issues. Think about it. There should be no issues with a game that's already out on PlayStation. Good, everything's fine. And when they port it to PC after a year or 2 years on the market, it should be day one flawless. It should not be buggy. It should not be not optimized. It should be great. And it wasn't. It was a bad port. And even Spider-Man 2, Insomniac already had because they did the Spider-Man port. So they already had experience. They did a Spider-Man port, they did a Ratchet and Clank port, right? So why did Spider-Man 2 launch buggy? They already have experience porting games to PC. And it wasn't like they did it 3 months later. I think it would took like 13 months, 14-month difference. So they had plenty of time to get that game right out day one, running smooth. But the game wasn't running smooth day one. There was a lot of bugs, a lot of issues. So I'm like, so then when I saw that, I'm thinking, wait a minute. Maybe porting isn't as easy as people are saying. Because when you have a complete game and it's already done, yet the ports are still bad when it launches on PC, that means it's something more to it. It's not as easy as what they're saying, you know? And that's just the game's releasing bad. Imagine all the internal troubles internally where they'd be like, oh, this is really not working. I need an extra 2 months. And they're like, oh, okay. Because, you know, like Spider-Man coming out, I think it was like 15 months. That's a weird number. You know what I mean? I think Spider-Man 2 was supposed to come out a year on the dot. But I think they had issues. So it passed a year, so it came out like 15 months. Because 15 months window is like a weird number. I think it was supposed to come out a year, but it wasn't able to. And the game came out in January on PC. That's a weird month to release a PC game.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean? Yeah, that game was supposed to come out in November, but it came out January because they had issues. So think about it. If you have issues and you have to delay the game, and Insomniac is part of that port, guess what Insomniac is not doing? They're not working on Wolverine, or at least those major players involved in the port, they're not on Wolverine. They're still on the Spider-Man 2 port, trying to get it out the door. And until it gets out the door, they're stuck there. So what does that mean for Wolverine? I guarantee there were weeks where nothing was happening. They couldn't progress forward because some of the major players were on Spider-Man 2 and they're like, yo, this illustrator, that illustrator, or this guy, he's on Spider-Man 2 and we need him to get, him or her or this group to get on this, or we're stuck on this holding pattern until they come back. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So
I
they
really
shouldn't like pull from the main studio for like those PC ports. I think it should just be like a separate team, like just not bother the main studio.
Yeah, the assumption was it was Nix's. No, Nix's didn't fully do everything themselves. It was in concert with. So Nix's and Insomniac, they both released the ports. Nix's and Santa Monica, they both released the ports for the God of War. Nix's, so Nix's was always with the main studio in certain portions of the main studio. And so to me, that impacts the pipeline of our PS5 games and PS6, eventually PS6 games. And I think Sony noticed that. I think Sony noticed 5 years of that and be like, okay, this is what we did with PC. This is what we launched. This is how much money we made. But what are some of the things we have issues? Well, some of the issues was delayed games and delayed timelines. We missed milestones on Wolverine. We missed milestones on this game. We missed milestones on this game because the team had a port, took longer to port the game than anticipated. So we missed, games not making out in this quarter because of that. They talk about all that stuff. And when they look back holistically, they're like, man, we can't keep missing milestones on our own games just for a few dollars. It's just the overall is just not worth it. Especially when the main priority is making a PlayStation game for the console, for that audience. So I think that's part of. I think it's multiple things that Sony realized in concert. They say we got to stop the strategy. So I think that's part of it. I think they realized from a resource perspective, it interfered with their pipeline. I don't think porting was as easy as people make it out to be. Because if it was that easy, why did And then I could maybe understand if it was Housemarque, a small studio. But we're talking Naughty Dog and Insomniac making bad ports. Like, god damn, if those guys are making bad ports, then who the
pros,
those are the best of the best. That's your creme de la creme. And they having trouble coming out with a well-optimized game on PC day one? That should tell us something. That should tell us porting to PC is not as easy as a lot of people make it out to be.
All right, P Rock. So I got one last question for you. Then I gotta go. So do you think that there's a like for the people who only have PlayStations, do you
Yeah.
think that there was a certain level of pride that they had all these amazing world-renowned games only on their system, and then when it went to PC, that pride was kind of taken away? And do you think that's part of the reason why a lot of the PlayStation guys didn't like it, or do you think they just another reason?
No, I guarantee there's pride into it because I've seen in the community. There are some people that PlayStation video games. I'll say this in video games. Video games
Mhm.
is their identity. I've seen that. I've seen in the community. I've seen gamers where the game, whatever company they brand, that is their identity. It's like me being a Yankee fan.
Mhm.
It's that like I see one guy in the Xbox community. He passed away. But he was like Xbox was identity. I think they did his funeral. I mean, Aaron Greenberg even went to his funeral.
Oh,
Like
really?
Xbox, yeah, he was like, it's like me with the Yankees and stuff, or me with the Giants. Like some people are like that's their thing. Like my nephew, he's Nintendo through and through. You can't tell him nothing about Nintendo. He will disown. Like yo, that's why I don't really talk shit about Nintendo too much because if he catches me, yo, I don't want to hurt my nephew's feelings. That's why you don't see me bash
Oh
Nintendo too
man.
much. Cause my nephew's like like everything about it. The figurines, the posters. Like he is a Nintendo dude through and through, bro. The dude has an Apex jacket with Mario's face on the back. Like he's Nintendo through and through. Like it's a lifestyle. And there's a lot of gamers who like dudes buy PlayStation sneakers. So you know what I'm saying? So you have dudes that the pride is in the brand. So yes, I guarantee for a lot of gamers who are there are PlayStation people, gamers that are like PlayStation from the merch to posters, everything. They got couches, they got their man cave is PlayStation decked out, like all that stuff. I mean, I have my little pillow, stuff like that. But they're really and they are personally invested into the brand. That is like an identity for them. So those games going to PC really hurt them. I guarantee it. Same thing like with Xbox. I guarantee Xbox gamers when they saw those games go to PC, it broke them. It broke them. Like I guarantee some of them cried. I guarantee they
And
cried.
yeah.
I know. I know there's a few you Xbox dudes that cried. I know you cried when you saw that. I know you guys fumed. Some of them broke their console. I know it. There are gamers who are passionate and gaming is an identity for them, like sports fans. Just as hardcore as sports fans, just as hardcore as an Eagles fan or whatever, they are in there. They are in it. So when they saw that move, oh man. So yeah, I guarantee there's PlayStation gamers from a pride perspective hated it, and now they're happy as hell.
Yeah, that's what I thought Extreme was like. I thought he had like a sense of pride for like, PlayStation, and I thought that's one of the reasons he was against it was just
So
not being
so
exclusive.
so Extreme has a pride of branding. He likes he likes he likes brands to be the brands. Like he respects Apple for being Apple, and he expects PlayStation to be PlayStation. He expects Sony cameras to be Sony cameras. That's his thing. So, like, if you talk to Extreme for a little while, his thing is really about the branding, and how you treat it. He would love Xbox to be the exclusive Xbox and have the identity and respect your brand. So, what he doesn't respect is brands who don't respect their own branding. So he doesn't respect that. Like, why are you a brand then if you're not gonna actually be a brand? If you're just gonna whore out your product to everywhere, then you might as well not be a brand. He doesn't like that. So he doesn't have to like a product, but he'll give you respect if you respect yourself as a brand. Does that make sense? So him seeing Sony doing what Sony does, he's like, this doesn't make sense. You don't respect yourself as a brand. Respect yourself as a brand.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like that was one of the things that like PlayStation was just always known for. Because if you went back in time like 10 years and told me like PlayStation games would come to PC, I would never have believed you.
I said the same thing. I'm like, Sony could never. And then I saw Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm like, I was like,
I thought it was fake at first. I seriously thought it was a fake joke at first.
I apologize to Randall Thor because he called it out. He was the first one to leak it.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
And I called that man. I threw everything but the kitchen sink on his ass. And then when it happened, I was like, hey, let me. I handed him a bouquet of flowers. I'm like, bro, I apologize. You were right. I just couldn't see it. I was flabbergasted. I was like, this don't make sense. What the fuck is Sony doing? That shit. And people try to tell me, oh, they're trying to attract new gamers by, yeah, you're trying to attract new gamers by giving them games without having to buy the console. You're giving it to them on their console. On their platform. That doesn't sound like a strategy to get people, but I mean, whatever. Sony did their experiment. They went through it for 5 years, and now they realize, whatever I think it's multiple reasons, right? Because I think like when Sony started, this was 2020. Things are different because in 2020 there was no talk of Steam Machine, there was no talk of Xbox going to PC and using PC clients and stuff like that. That wasn't there. So now Sony probably had to also navigate that. Like, wait a minute, in 2026, you can have a Steam Machine playing PlayStation games, and they're trying to sell a product to console gamers. How does that look? Hey, console gamers, we got a Steam Machine, and you can still play your PlayStation game. You don't have to buy PlayStation. That shit don't sound right.
And a bigger library than the PlayStation could.
Yeah, and a bigger library, right?
Games too, yeah.
Yeah. So that
I mean, all PC games. I mean,
yeah, all the PC games and all the PC exclusives and stuff. And then you can install Windows if you really want to install Windows on the Steam Machine. You see what I'm saying? So Sony, I think, is looking at a multiple prong approach. They see multiple things, and the ultimate decision is they had to go back to true exclusives, which is the right decision. They should have never left, but companies work on data and stuff like that. So they did a little 5-year experiment. They didn't turn out the way they want, and they're protecting their brand, which as they should. They should have always protected their brand. Nintendo does. Nintendo has no problem protecting their brand. They will protect their brand. They'd rather just go out of business before they do all that nonsense. They said they might as well not just make games anymore. They won't even bother. If they can't do it on their own, they're just not going to do it. And that's a great matter. That's a great mindset to have, because then you don't have that fallback plan,
Right. Got to go all in. Yep.
All in.
All right, P-Rock. It was good talking to you, man.
Yeah, it was good to you,
I got to hit the road, but you take care and have a good rest of your Friday evening.
You too, brother. Drive safe or have safe travels.
Same to you. Take care.
Okay, we got Shatterglass. Oh no, wait. Before Shatterglass. Shatterglass. Thank you for the super chat. Never been a fan of modding, just not that serious. I mean, some people enjoy it. I really don't care for it. That wasn't. So here's the thing. So there's I guarantee there's going to be some PC gamers, new PC gamers that bought their PC. They left PlayStation because they figured, why do I need a PlayStation when the games are coming? Just move to a more powerful platform and do all these things, right? Now, the one thing I remain consistent is the only way I would jump to PC is if Sony announces day and date, meaning they are full stop, fully supporting PC, and I didn't jump the gun thinking, all right, let me just get a PC and I could wait for games. You know me, I'm not waiting for nothing. I'm not waiting. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, for me anyway. You're going to pay more money for a gaming platform to wait. That's not a better experience. I'm going to pay $2,000, $2,500 for a PC, and I can't play Wolverine. I have to wait a year or 2 years. That didn't make sense. So the big thing for me was, no, Sony has to announce and plan full support, nonstop, and then that's when I'll consider PC. I'll consider PC under that condition. Until then, stuck on a console and stuff, right? But now Sony's like, So I'm glad I didn't jump the gun thinking that one day Sony will go day and day. No, I had to see it first. Put the money in my hand. Put it in my hand. Sony said, nope. The check's not clearing. Got to go back to PlayStation. So I'm good with that. I'm glad for it and stuff like that. It's awesome. And I'm pretty sure listen, if you're a PlayStation gamer and you primarily play on PlayStation, you should be happy. You know what I'm saying? That's how it should be. No one else. I'm not saying other gamers should be happy. If you're a PC gamer and you're not happy about this, rightfully so. You primarily play on PC. So this impacts you. But if you're a gamer that primarily plays on PlayStation, or you're a gamer that cares about competition and you want to see gaming do better, this is a good move. Exclusives provide competition. Companies thinking, we got to create the best games to get people on our product. Sony should be thinking, how can we get PC gamers onto PlayStation? Sure, majority of PC gamers goes, I'm never leaving because of freedom, whatever. Okay, cool. But I guarantee some of you PC gamers, you're considering it. Some of you don't really like playing on a PC. You cannot tell me 100% satisfaction across the board. Some of you are tired of the tinkering, the crashing, updating the driver here, updating the GPU, something's wrong with your CPU, your power supply went out, your game's not installing right, so you have to deinstall it, reinstall it. You have to mess with the configuration settings and go up and down to get the right frame rate. Some of you are tired of how much time you have to put in effort to get your PC running. Some of you's missing the simplicity of, man, can I just install this shit and just go? Some of you. There are some PC gamers like that. And then with the price of the PC increasing, some of you may have a PC that needs to be upgraded, but you're looking at the prices, you're like, golly, I have to pay $1,000 just for the GPU alone, and I still have only 8 gigs of RAM, or even 16 gigs, which is just making the cut. Some of you, there's some PC gamers that are like, man, I think I might go back to consoles. It's getting a little bit too expensive, and this is just too much work. I know there are. You see what I'm saying? It's not a zero-sum game. It doesn't have to be 100% of the population. There's going to be PC gamers that are not satisfied. But the ones who are satisfied, you're satisfied, right? You still got your mods. You got PC exclusives that Bongo Cat and I don't know what. I'll be honest. Maybe World of Warcraft and stuff like that. But there's more balance to gaming. There's a lot more balance. You got ecosystems. And right now, we have 3 ecosystems. It should be 4, but we got 3. Well, not even really 3. We do got 3. It's really PlayStation, Switch, and PC. I don't really call Xbox a player in the ecosystem no more. And this is the reason why. They put their games everywhere. All their games are on PC. All their games are on PlayStation. Eventually, they'll put some on Switch. So can we really call Xbox a player in the game anymore? So it's really the PC ecosystem, the PlayStation ecosystem, and the Nintendo Switch ecosystem. Xbox, unless the new CEO re-strategizes and brings back exclusives and some whatever, it's just how it is. PC has their ecosystems primarily based on mods and the weird games and exclusives that PC have that's unique to PC culture and stuff like that. Nintendo got their first party that's on point and the exclusives they go after to cater their audience. And now PlayStation got their, they got their mojo back. Focusing on their core audience, bringing exclusives and titles that caters to the platform. Those are your ecosystem. Xbox, they're just putting their games everywhere. Sure, if you bought an Xbox, you have access to games, but I think you have less access to gaming overall because other platforms have your games and more games on top of that. So if I was an Xbox gamer, I would at least be on PC, not the console. Unless tinkering really bothers you, right? Which makes sense. You really don't want to tinker with the games. But man, you're losing a lot of titles in gaming. Me personally, I think the best place for a console gamer that enjoys all those games is really PlayStation. You got your Xbox games. Granted, just a small few you have to wait for, but most are day and day, especially the big ones. So you get your day and day Xbox games. And you get your day and day PlayStation games, obviously, because it's a PlayStation console. And you got better third-party support than the Xbox console. Look at all the third-party games. Granted, it's on PC, but if we're just talking between those consoles, Kena, the sequel to that, Phantom Blade Zero, Stellar Blade. There's a lot of titles that PlayStation has as the better third-party provider and as the platform with the better third-party support that you're not getting on Xbox. So it's not just the PlayStation first-party exclusives. It's really the second-party and third-party relationships that skip out on Xbox. So if you go from Xbox to PlayStation, you still got your Xbox games, PlayStation games, better third-party support. Granted, some of you would be like, oh, but I'm going to miss out on my library. That doesn't mean you sell your Series X hardware. Keep your Series X hardware for your backwards compatible game. But going forward, build your library on the PlayStation 5, the remainder gen of the PlayStation 5, or get yourself a PlayStation 5 Pro. Get that best experience, right? And then just build your new library going forward on the PlayStation. Because you'll get your Xbox games, PlayStation games, and much better third-party support. Meanwhile, your Xbox Series X, that's your backwards compatibility product. But that's just me. I mean, you guys do what you want, but I'll be damned if I was stuck on that. But with that said, I think we're gonna cut the show. I think we had a good time. It was a great time, right? Really enjoyed it. It was awesome. It was really awesome hanging out with you. So with that, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate right here. We're gonna celebrate and let's have a good time.
To celebrate.
Thank you, SPR, for this. Let's go. Shoulder, right, left, right. Turn around. Walk it through. Walk it out. Do the thing with the hands. And then we're gonna spin around. And then we're gonna do electric boogie. Point to the air. Point to the ground. And then we're gonna turn around. And then we're gonna do robot, robot, robot. And then we're gonna do shake the shoulders and glide. Hey, one more super chat with Glenza. Glenza says, no more Sony games on Steam equals Steambox in trouble. Absolutely. Praying Mantis. Fizzy hands. That one girl. That one girl. Yo, let's do it again. Ooh, shoulder. Ooh, right. Yeah. Right. Yo. Walk it. I hope you enjoyed the show. Do the thing with the hands. Your only friend in these YouTube streets. Puertorock77 with another Friday Night Live. We're gonna turn around and then we're gonna go. Robot. Go. 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 And then we're gonna go. Go Alex. Go Alex. Go Alex. Praying Mantis. Let's go. Fizzy hands. Yeah. Woo. Do it. Ooh, shoulder. Right. Left. Right. Do it. Walk it. Go. Walk it out. Go. Do the thing with the hands. And then we're gonna spin around. And then we're gonna do electric boogie. Point to the air. Point to the ground. And then we're gonna turn around. And then we're gonna do robot. And then we're gonna do ooh, shoulder. Yo. Right, left. Right, oh man, I hope you guys really enjoyed the show. Do the thing with the hands. Your only friend is YouTube Streets Puertorock77. I'll see you guys Tuesday. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for 60 Frames No Lag podcast. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm out of here to keep farming. I'm gonna get back on my Expedition 33. I'm gonna get my 2,000 luminous. I'm gonna get my 2,000 luminous. You guys take care. Celebrate. Peace. Shoulder, right, left, right. Turn around. Walk it through. Walk it out. Do the thing with the hands. And then we're gonna spin around. And then we're gonna do electric boogie. Point to the air. Point to the ground. And then we're gonna turn around. And then we're gonna do robot. And then we're gonna do shake the shoulders and glide. Oh, guys. Oh, man. Take care. Love you guys. See you next week. To celebrate. Ooh,